I think that allowing for the book being, after all, a parody, something like 1984 could actually happen. This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph, and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated. We shall abolish the orgasm. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.
Karate man. Double leg. The jump kick. The side kick. The roundhouse. The tie kick. Body.
What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Wednesday. This is Breaking the Narrative, and I have here with me Script Doctor and Verbal Riot. Hi, Script Doctor. Hello.
Hey, happy to be here. So Dan Boingo is perpetually 8 years old?
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes sense.
we have like Dan Bongino news today. We're going to talk about. We have to. But hi, Dante. Hi, you're here too.
How is it going, y'all?
It's going. Did you get a new haircut? You look good.
No, I just combed my hair.
Oh,
finally, just combed it. That's all.
That's like it's totally like my husband, because my husband has like the curly hair too. So
yeah,
it's like every time he combs it, I'm like, "Did you get a haircut?" And he's like, "No, I
just ran a comb right through it." You know, every now and then you got to do it.
Yeah.
Especially with black people, man. Like black folks, if we don't comb it like at least a couple of times a week, man.
Yeah.
You know, it'll nap up. So
little disheveled. There's so much to talk about tonight, and we have so much to talk about. And Trump is giving a speech at like in about 45 minutes, so we're gonna watch that, because he's gonna talk about what's the next plans for Iran. Let's take bets, guys. Let's take bets right now about what he's gonna say. So I think he's gonna say, we did great. I'm great.
Of course.
Yeah. And we won. They suck. Their nuclear plan is gone. Their army is gone. Their military is gone. Their Navy is gone. All that stuff is gone. We won the war. Nothing else has happened. They don't even have a president anymore. But even though we've completely decimated and defeated them, even though they're just like there's nothing left, we still have to put some boots on the ground to capture the Strait of Hormuz and to free it from the terrorist regime of Iran, so that we can do a favor for the Gulf states and everybody else, because we're the world protectors. And then we're going to also, it's going to take about 3 or 4 weeks, a little bit of an excursion. And then it's gonna be fine, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna be stronger than ever before because we'll own the Strait of Hormuz and we'll own Iran. So it's gonna be fine, guys. That's the speech. Oh, and by the way, we're leaving NATO because NATO sucks and they didn't come help us when we told them to do it. That's the speech. That's my take. Dante, what do you think he's gonna say?
Oh, of course, he's gonna brag or boast of how, this was the quickest war ever. It was over before it even began.
No, that was the Gulf War in '88.
Yeah.
It was over before it began. I like that.
Over before it even began. They bowed down to me, not us. Me. He's going to take full credit over nonsense, really, because there's nothing really to take credit for. We didn't really accomplish anything outside of killing, which I guess is a good thing, killing the Ayatollah, which, okay. So he'll take credit for that. He'll definitely take credit for the Ayatollah.
Definitely.
He'll probably mention something about liberating the people of Iran.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they have a regime change. That like nobody's there anymore.
That's never not worked in the favor of the United States to the rest of the world.
Yeah. So that's definitely going to happen. I think because a lot of people are saying there's not going to be any troops on the ground, but I think that he's definitely announcing troops on the ground tonight. So
I know a couple of people in the military who have gotten orders that they are going to be deployed in Iran.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I think that's what's going to happen. Meanwhile, humans are going to the moon again, not to land on there, but just to like hang out. And
just to see if they can make it there and back. It's the same as the Apollo 8, 9, and 10. They went up there just to loop around the moon and come back before they did the landing with Apollo 11.
Right. We're gonna watch that because I didn't watch the launch, so I have it pulled up. We're gonna watch that. Also, it's the first Black man and the first Canadian in space. I mean, going to the moon, not in space.
Looping around the moon. Yes.
Looping around the moon.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, those things are
first women, I think.
Well,
so
those things are interesting, but these are really accomplished scientists and astronauts. Like they've earned their spot. Like it's not really like for publicity's sake.
Yeah, it's not a DEI thing here.
Yeah.
You know what? I beg to disagree because Fox told me that that's the only thing that was, acceptable for their accomplishments was that they were Black, there's a woman, and there's a Canadian or something. So
any Canadian can actually go around the moon because we're used to being so far away from the sun and kind of being alone and having like observing horrible climate. So we're already by default qualified for that. But everybody else, like they had to work really hard to get.
I understand DEI has been a problem for us culturally for like the past couple of years. I understand that. I get that. But guys, believe me when I say there are Black people who are qualified to do certain jobs. We just are. I mean, DEI aside, there are very qualified Black folks who can do things. So, not everything is DEI.
Yeah, women too.
I don't know who needs to hear that, but
women too.
Standard operating procedure at NASA is in order to qualify for being on a mission, you have to survive every simulator where they try to kill you. Every situation they can come up with. They try to kill you because the whole goal is to make sure that whatever bad thing goes up in space, you are calm, collected, and knowledgeable enough to figure your way out in coordination with the people in Houston who are monitoring your mission from Earth. Sorry, Nina, go right ahead.
No, yeah, it's so you can deal with whatever comes your way. But let's watch this. This is Fox talking about the astronauts. This is great.
The vehicle's ready to go. Among the crew are the first woman,
oh my God,
first person of color, and first Canadian on a lunar mission. Jonathan, so
wait,
there's a lot of
they said person of color, like they couldn't even say Black man because person of color could be like an Indian guy. Like,
it's anyone. We're all various different shades.
But it's also why Black folks hate that term, people of color, person of color, because it's so generic, right? It's if you're gonna say it, be specific. Now, here's the thing that bugs me is why even announce any of this shit, right? I mean, all they had to do is say, "Hey, this is the crew, right, of this particular mission." We don't have to, point out that there's a woman there, that there's a Black man there, that there's a Canadian there, like that's a different race altogether. I mean,
well, some people think that. I mean,
like he may as well have gotten up.
You've got a feminaut, an afronaut, and a Canuckanaut going into space.
Script, he may as well have gotten up and been like, "Oh, Canada," like Ralph. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, like, who gives a shit that he's Canadian? My God.
First happening here, and all 4 astronauts will represent the
Adjusting their
best
junk.
of humanity as they explore the benefit
She didn't have to do
of
it.
all. That is the words
I hope
of
not.
the director of NASA's Johnson Space Center.
His
And
name
here
is
they
Johnson.
are, in a
course.
magical photo op.
Space
Jonathan,
Center.
tell us a little bit more about these astronauts.
The Canadian is Hansen, I think.
Yeah, so Victor Glover, who is the pilot on this mission, and he actually had some words on that while he acknowledged that
I'm not really feeling the orange. I'll say this. I'm not really feeling the orange spacesuits. They look like they're coming out of prison.
I know, right?
Can we get some like white spacesuits again? Like, what's
They
up with
do
the
have
orange?
them, but I think the ones that those are just one version. They usually have like 2 or 3. I don't know what they'll be wearing on the actual launch. So I only saw the launch. I didn't see them board. But if they're wearing the orange, I mean, yeah, it's visible, I guess, in space. If you want to talk about anything that's not black is visible in space. I mean, it's just.
But
Yeah,
it's almost like a prison work release program, right? We're
Yeah.
gonna ship y'all into space.
exactly. It
Earth
looks
is the
like-
prison. These are your uniforms. Go.
We're gonna take 5 years off your sentence if you take this trip to the moon, right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I'm like, why can't we go back to white? Like, this orange thing. Orange is not the new black. Like, no.
he will be the first person of color to
Oh,
travel this
God.
far.
The fact
the
that Fox is
first
saying that,
astronaut
that's
of color
silly.
to venture into deep space, and
Right? That's a good point, too, that it's Fox being like, yeah, this guy, person of color. Yeah. Because we're
You know
so
what,
woke
but-
at Fox.
And it shows like the BS on both sides, right? Because if CNN were saying it, they'd be saying it with a lot more excitement, right? Fox is almost saying it like it's an insult. So it's like, win either way. Yeah.
No, you don't.
Oh, my God.
I define that as beyond low Earth orbit, something.
Hey,
that
this
has
guy's got a
not
white-
been
oh.
done by any astronaut.
Wait, these guys are just,
just
the crew.
service
They're not the
suits,
astro. Yeah, they're wait, so they made the crew white, but like the main astronauts have to wear orange jumpsuits.
It should
that
be
look like
reversed.
prisoners.
Yeah.
It should
Yeah.
be reversed 100%.
Since the Apollo missions of the 1960s and early 70s, the last one being Apollo 17 in 1972. All of those original early Apollo astronauts were white males. Well, Victor
They were
Glover,
test pilots.
said that while he loves the fact that there may be kids of color who see him in themselves and say, oh, wow, what is he
Kids
doing?
of color.
I can do that. He says that he looks forward to a
You know,
day.
that's a horrible
that
thing
he
because that
won't
acronym
start
spells
walking.
cock.
Pretty much,
Oh
yeah.
my God. The guy just said kids of color.
Yeah, Jesus.
Y'all.
About these first, and that everyone is seen as just an astronaut there representing all of our hopes and dreams and working for the benefit of humanity. A phrase that that several of the astronauts have used is by all, for all. They say that this mission is for all of humanity. They recognize that while these 4 astronauts are the tip of the spear at this mission, they cannot do. what
Meanwhile,
they're
Elon
doing
Musk is
without
developing like
crew.
warp
It's actually-
technology. NASA is just now like going into like space again.
Yeah,
Well,
well-
I mean, SpaceX, none of the rockets that Elon has built can actually make it to the moon and back yet.
Yeah, I don't think they can. Yeah,
Oh,
really?
yet.
No, they can't. Because the Falcon rockets, like the bottom half is fuel for the return, and then the top half is fuel for launch, or vice versa. So it's mostly fuel, and then a small pod at the top, which definitely could support human beings, but it's not. I don't think they've figured out how to do proper thrust from the module at the top so that it can make it to the moon and back for a landing. So that's their next big hurdle. But I will say their Falcon engine designs and the fuel efficiency that they have, a lot of that technology is used in this Artemis rocket in order to get them up into orbit. They're just using the next tier system that NASA's developed in order to get them to the moon.
And from what I understand, like NASA in this mission, they're going to be basically doing a lot of testing about like the radiation belt stuff and like all that kind of
Radiation
stuff,
belt,
which is
yeah.
going to be information they're going to be sharing with SpaceX, because a lot of that stuff that like Elon Musk needs like data and that kind of stuff for his mission to Mars. Like this is really for Elon Musk in a lot of ways. Like,
well, here's
they
an
want to
interesting
use
question.
the data.
Do we all believe that we went to the moon the first time?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I mean, well, I know because I did the laser experiment where you fire a laser on the moon to hit the reflector and get the signal back, and it worked. Like,
well, okay, I will say this: I don't think, like, I do think we went to the moon. I don't think we went to the moon the way they said we were going to go to the moon. So does that make sense? Like, I don't think we went on TV live. Like, I don't think that
there was like a 3-minute delay.
No. Like, that just didn't happen.
Oh, you mean like a secret mission, Nina?
Yes. Like, I think they have gone to the moon 100%. They've seen the shit up there. They know what's going on. But the stuff that they did for us was all Hollywood.
Oh, so you believe like Stanley Kubrick directed the first moon landing?
100%.
Well,
100%.
Stanley Kubrick has such a moral compass to him. He would have never participated in a hoax. Like,
you know what? I'd love to believe that.
You have no idea. You didn't know him, or did you?
I know his daughter. I've met her a few
that's
times.
cool.
Oh wow.
And
Well,
yeah, she finds it ridiculous because he would never participate. He believes so much in the idea of like speaking truth to power. He would never participate in something like that.
Good for him.
Even if it was to like beat the Russians there, he's like, no, that's a disservice to himself and to anyone that is trying to accomplish such a great feat. So that's the story that says within his family that they say, and I relatively believe that because I've heard other moments where Kubrick was given opportunities to do something that he did not believe in, and he said no.
Yeah,
I mean, millions and millions of dollars from it.
I mean, the biggest conspiracy theorist is that they took him out because of the whole Eyes Wide Shut, exposure to the secret societies. So I also believe in that.
He made that look way better than it actually is because it's a lot smaller.
Oh my God.
It's like 30 people.
Oh my God. Well, we heard what Fox had to say, so let's watch the actual launch. Fox was being really woke, which was really strange for me. I was like, that's a strange. It's like, I don't know. Everything is it's become clown world again, man. Everything is like up is down, down is up.
Again, hasn't it been that way for like the past like 20 years?
I mean, I guess that's true to some extent, but the neocons are definitely right wing now, so they've switched shoes again.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Here he goes.
RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition.
He was counting faster than those seconds.
Lift off.
Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Why did it go black?
Because it's been many, many years since NASA has had to film a launch into space.
Can I just say, this is nice and all, but I feel so disappointed by this, and I'll tell you why, man. I feel like my generation, Generation X, we were sold a bill of goods, man. We were told, man, that the 2000s would be the future. You know, we'd have flying cars and shit. We'd have space travel, and this shit would be like, Star Wars. We are making memes on the fucking internet, bro. Like, we were sold a bill of goods, man.
Well, what ended up happening is a whole lot of funding and support for the space program vanished. And then the technology we developed from that, the stuff that we could have done to really advance, like your flying cars and whatnot, was sidestepped for basically the digital age. It's like, because it was cheaper and faster to do. And what did that do? That completely morphed society and going into a bit more of a high level of interconnectivity with great deal of social distancing.
Social distancing.
I think the only thing that did come true was the FaceTiming.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that kind of came about,
Yeah, video phones.
Yeah, that became a thing.
Kind of to that same thing, like the tricorder. It's like it's getting there because I think smartphones are like pretty close to like resembling tricorders now. They just need to like expanding at this point.
Actually, the military, both the United States, Canadian, and even European military, they have a variation of a tricorder. They've got a scanning device that can pick up 3 different types of radiation.
Oh wow!
And they can
there you go.
rate the intensity and where it's going. 20 years ago, they started trying to figure out how to make the tricorder a real thing, because the tricorder takes a look at the geology, the atmosphere, and the electromagnetic waves of an area, and then allows you to collect data and read it. That's why it's called a tricorder. It takes 3 different types of data in one device.
The 3 different.
That's pretty cool.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, when in Canada we had Space the Imagination Station, and they used to air little specials of various technology that was being workshopped at the time, and they would show people like making it and testing it out and seeing, hey, can we actually like create a device that can help us detect a certain signal or a certain type of thing. And that was their first beta test with like what would later become the tricorder. They ended up having like a little beacon that was on a specific frequency that cannot be picked up by any device unless it was especially attuned to it. And then they built a tricorder, and then they used it to calibrate it to attune to that signal. And then they were able to find where that was without even knowing where it was, lost in like a factory somewhere that they tested it out. It was really cool. I'm pretty sure you could probably find that video on YouTube somewhere.
That's cool. That sounds like really cool. Did you see this meme? Speaking of memes.
I don't get it. That's exactly what he looks like.
I know. He looks exactly like that. It's freaking great. I love memes. The war memes have kept me going. Okay. I told you guys we have Dan Bongino news. We have to listen to this. This is crazy. Did you guys catch the Dan Bongino news this week?
I did not.
I just learned how to pronounce his name today. Like I knew that he left his podcast for government and then got kicked out, as you know, a number of people tend to do when they're.
He resigned.
Yeah, that's what he likes to say.
In disgrace. Thank you for the member message for 25 months. That's amazing. Says hi to the beautiful Nina and to the Canadian one. Bring Hawaiian pizza and maple syrup. And wounding when they will beat USA in hockey ever again.
Next year.
They better.
Hey, man, the Team America played an amazing game. And after, 45 years or so, they won the gold in the Olympics. Like, that, they deserve that, man. Like,
they did deserve it. I see. That's the other thing is, like, I feel like Canadians are a little bit like, oh yeah, like they take it off the shoulder, like they're like, whatever, like you guys got this one, we'll get the next one. Whereas in Americans, when they lose, they're a lot more of a sore loser than Canadians are usually. I feel like
there's that. Plus, we also have like 9 more gold medals in hockey than any other country.
Yeah, I mean,
like, we're okay.
That's true.
But the other part, we also like the challenge. Like, catch up to us, please. Let's make a really great hockey game out of it.
You know what? For some reason, I missed all the hockey games, but. On the flip side of that, on the weird side, like for some reason, I was really caught up in curling this year, man.
Dude,
like
curling's addictive.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was stoned off my ass, man, and I was watching every curling game, dude. Like,
man, I know people who've never done drugs. That
I was like, sweep, bitch, sweep.
Oh my God, that is the funniest thing I've ever heard. And like, I don't know.
I've never watched curling in my life, but this year, man, I was like.
Dude,
focus.
If you ever play curling,
of course not.
If you play it, you will be even more addicted. Because I did it once just as a joke, and it ended up being so much fun. I did it in a league for like 2 years.
Oh wow!
No shit. Are you serious? That's
because
so
before I even got curling shoes, they had to put packing tape on my regular shoes so I could slide properly on the ice.
Oh my God. I remember they would take us like, because in Canada, they take you mandatory for PE to curling.
Yep.
And
Wait, what?
I hated curling. Yeah.
Like
it's mandatory. You have to.
In some provinces, there is like all the Canadian sports, like so curling, hockey, lacrosse, you have to participate in.
That is wild shit, man. Because in America, curling is not even a thing. I mean, it is, but like, it's like one of those random sports.
Yeah, it's not widespread at all. But
yeah, it was so funny though, because I was always like, the f is this sport? Like, I don't want to grab a broom and fucking brush some ice. Like, what the hell is this? I'm like, they tell me to get like freaking grab a broom all the time to like, clean the house and clean the kitchen. I don't want to freaking do that on ice too. Like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, I miss the days like when they would dress up in suit and tie and play. Right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the only sport where you play in a suit and tie.
That's
we could have done that with hockey, but in Canada, we kept on using the ties that our opponents would wear and strangle them with them.
Nice.
Oh my God.
And
Okay,
then
so
when they got
here-
rid of the ties, that's when we started jerseying people. So
that's hilarious. Yeah, seriously, it was like that. It's like, now clean the ice. I'm like, dude, no, I'm not. I don't want to freaking sweep.
the
Get
best
outta
part
here with
is
this.
the shouting, hurry, hurry hard.
Hurry hard. Yeah.
Hurry hard.
Hurry hard.
It's
Hurry
like,
hard. That's like,
that is
hurry hard,
foreplay in
Dante.
Canada too, as well. Like,
Foreplay.
Is it curling or are they making love? Could be both.
Oh my God, it's too funny.
There's nothing a man loves to hear more than when a woman says, hurry hard.
Oh
He does
my
it with such
God.
guttural power and emphasis that it just really makes you go all the distance.
Yeah. Oh my, there's a lot of innuendo in that.
Oh no, I will write a Sydney Sweeney movie of her as a curling champ.
Nice.
Oh
Just so
my
that we can hear
God.
her yell that.
I bet you it'll make way more money than her fucking weird boxing lesbian movie.
Oh,
It'll
absolutely.
be called
yeah.
On the Button, so it's got an innuendo to it.
On the button. Love it.
Yeah, and just make sure that like her outfit, like just has
Cleaved.
the titties out,
Has to
and
be
then it'll be
cleavage.
fine.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, you got to, because when you keep on throwing those heavy stones, you kind of build up a sweat, so you got to kind of air out, the puppies.
Well, yeah, and also like when you're brooming, it's like there's a lot of like chest action going on. It's like
Script, if you're not writing this
Not a
right
bouncy.
now, what are you even doing?
No, I've got the notes.
a lot of bouncing going on. A lot
And
of
the other part
speaking.
too, I've lived enough of curling experience. I can authentically create a very good curling experience.
That is true.
I think that would be a really good comedy movie. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, Men's with Brooms was a really
Hey.
terrible attempt at doing a curling movie, because it was less
was
about
funny.
curling and more about one guy being cheated on by his wife, and another dude, Paul Gross, and his ex-girlfriend is apparently like going into space, coincidentally, with regards to this topic as well. And it almost had nothing to do with curling itself. And then
wait, am I not thinking? I thought that was a good movie. I might.
I mean, it has its moments, but it's Leslie Nielsen and Paul Gross. Leslie
Oh
Nielsen was 21 in that.
yeah, it was a
And-
little disappointing. I was like, "Where's
And the television
curling?
show was also disappointing. I remember when I was hired for 18 hours to work on that show, and I was like, no, I can't save this.
That's so funny when things like that happen. That's actually really
They
funny.
got like one season out of it. I don't know how they
Men
pulled that
with
off.
Brooms. This is it.
Yeah.
This is the movie. Okay, so here's the Dan Bongino news, guys. I just have to play this because it's really funny.
More karate news or moves.
Well, kind of. This is verbal karate chop. So this was leaked. Apparently
wearing
this is
lipstick?
when
Is he wearing lipstick there?
I don't know. Yeah, he might as well be.
It would not surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either. But apparently this is when he was running for like the Florida, like something. I don't know what he was running for,
Like
Congress
city-
or the House
Congress
or
or Senate?
something. Yeah, some sort of politician thing. And then he got into it with another guy. So here's the leaked audio from that.
You wanted to run for. You wanted to run. Oh, Dad! Why are you yelling now?
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, Dad! Is that like an offer or something? Is that an offer?
Motherfucker. You shut your mouth. Fucking cow.
Hey, Dad, do me a favor. I'll handle the questions and you handle the answers.
I'm not
Just
hey,
calm
fuck
down.
you,
Oh, Dad, you really sound like you need some help.
Motherfucker.
I think
Hey,
you need some help.
Fuck yourself.
Okay.
You hear me?
Do you realize you sound like you need
You don't
medication?
know why. And let me tell you.
You sound like you need medication, Dad.
Wait till I shred
Do you
your
need
fucking
maybe
ass
you need some
already.
professional help?
You have no idea. Shut the fuck up. I'm
I
not
think
going
you need
to
professional
you.
help. I think you need
Go
professional
fuck
help.
yourself. You don't know why I'm in Florida. Because I'm
I know you're in Florida running a race and that you're losing in it by your attitude because you're swearing and acting out.
Fuck you.
And I also know that you looked at running in another district and you knew you couldn't win there either.
You. Hey, listen to
So
me.
let's see,
Chris.
that's three-
I'm going to expose you now.
Okay.
And when I tell everybody the real reason I'm down here, I'm going to expose your fucking ass even more.
All right, you're free to do that, and you can continue to threaten.
Del,
You can continue to threaten me if you'd like.
you're a piece of shit. Because
Okay.
you're a lying scumbag. And it's people like you.
You haven't even
that-
established where I lied. We've already established in the record where you've lied,
Ooh.
Yeah,
and now you're acting out and you're
You're
swearing.
a piece of shit. You know what? Go fuck yourself.
All right. Well,
Wow. Does he have Tourette's?
I don't know.
I would
don't
say
think so.
no, because people with Tourette's are a little bit more creative with their curses. than
That is
guy.
true. That is true.
Oh my God, dude, that was so crazy. And like, it just for no reason. There was also a back and forth with him this week, which we're not going to get into because it's just way too crazy. But he also had a huge back and forth with Thomas Massey this week on Twitter. He's like calling him a fraud and a liar. And then Thomas Massey's like, what are you talking about, dude? It's like this whole thing. You guys should go check it out. You just have to read it. You have to see it to believe it.
Wow.
He's absolutely mental. Speaking of mental, Kristi Noem was in the news. Dog killer Kristi Noem, and now we finally know why she killed her dog. It's because the dog found out some terrible secrets. And that specifically had to do with her husband, who apparently is into some really freaky shit. So this news drop saying shocking pictures of Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband flaunting giant fake titties, breasts, revealed, sparking grave security questions. We gotta look into this article.
It's like hiding secrets in those breasts, or
but also, are we going to pretend she didn't already know?
She totally knew.
Are we going to pretend that this bitch didn't already know her husband was dressing like a fucking woman?
Oh
I mean, why do you think that she was acting so base? She was trying to hide the fact that she's living with this person.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't she also have to she was head of security, Homeland Security, or had some sort of position there for a short period of time, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, she got fired.
Yeah.
My question is this though, at that point, what do you do, right?
I would say you own it. Be like, yes, my husband loves big, beautiful breasts. I have big, beautiful breasts. We both wear big, beautiful breasts.
But I mean, I'm asking you, Nina, specifically, because as a woman, at what point do you say, okay, I married the wrong person? Right? Like, you know what I mean?
Really good point.
At what point do you just leave, right? Because again,
verbal, we've talked about this before. We talked about this, like when this kind of stuff happens, or when the dude's like, hey, I think I like being pegged. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm out. I'm out on this whole thing. Like, there's just certain situations where it's like, yeah, no, like that's
okay.
not
Look,
what
I'm not going to defend pegging here, but I will say this: if the man is a man, and he's male presenting, right, and he's being a husband, and he just has a kink, right, a kink where he just wants it in the ass from his wife, not a man. Although we can all assume that crossing that line would be pretty easy, right?
Yes.
There's a difference between getting pegged and that, and your husband wearing fake titties, right? Like there's a difference here. Not much of a difference, mind you, but
I mean, it's a parallel difference. I'll say this: it's a parallel difference. It's
a really
going into a direction you don't want to be in. I mean, what's the next stage? Was the husband also using those to nurse their children as well?
Sure.
Or is it just,
oh my God, I don't know
go?
the details. I don't know the details at all about.
I will say, he clearly has more of an affinity for fake breasts than real ones, because when you see the pictures of him, those nipples are all over the place. They're not pointed in the right direction.
Are. There's one. What the fuck?
Those are closer to the shoulder. They should really kind of be more, directed outward.
Oh, let's tell people how these came about. So these are photos that are allegedly show Kristi Noem's husband Brian wearing comically oversized lopsided breasts, complete with fake protruding nipples, to female members of an online fetish community. Okay, so basically he went and put this stuff online, and I guess the internet's forever. How did people find this? The Daily Mail obtained hundreds of messages purportedly sent between the former Secretary of Homeland Security's husband and 3 women who are involved in the so-called bimbofication fetish scene.
I did not know that existed.
Did you guys know that bimbofication was a thing?
As a fetish scene? No, but as women who wanted to be more like bimbos, and we called that bimbofication. Yeah, that part I recognize.
Okay. All right, I've never heard of that before. The kinky community involves people injecting their busts with freakishly large amounts of saline in the pursuit of Barbie doll-esque or like appearance.
Mhm.
The pictures show South Dakota
Insurance mogul.
My
It's even
God.
better.
Wow.
Can
So
you
what's the
imagine?
copay on those fake breasts?
Can you imagine you bought your insurance from this guy? You're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Who
Cancel immediately.
Who has 3 children with Noem clad in pink hot pants. You know, I have to say, I feel bad for the kids. Like, I always feel bad for the kids in this because I'm like, this dude, like, they're gonna see that.
Well, what's
That's
kind of
sad.
tragic, in like 15 years, there's going to be a number of teenagers, and the vast majority of their parents are going to be creepy freaks like this. And if you have the normal parent, you're going to be the one made fun of because your dad never wore hot pink yoga pants and fake breasts on the internet.
Oh my God. I hate that you're probably right. So the enormous balloons. Okay, his face is clearly visible in several of the photos. Blah blah.
It looks like a
blah.
hostage photo to a degree. If you like,
Oh
scroll
my
up and,
God! What the
well, scroll up to
hell?
look at his face because he clearly doesn't look too satisfied. Like he's not smiling or happy. I'm not saying that someone forced him into this. I'm just saying if this is your fetish, you know, throw some energy behind it when you're taking selfies. Don't just look at it like you're
Make
checking
love
see if
to
you've
the
got
camera.
an infected
Script doctor
mole.
says. Script doctor is saying make love to the camera.
See,
there
you
go.
go. There's one that works.
He's making love to the
So
camera.
here's something I find ironic because the argument right now online is that, you know, people are you know, there's people who are trans who are saying he's not trans, he's just some weird guy, and I'm like, what's the difference? Right?
Yeah.
No, really. What's the difference between a transvestite and a transsexual and a transgender person, right? Because, you know, it's a thin line.
Well, no, I mean, there's a huge difference because, like, those guys, like, I mean, if you're really like,
Transvestites don't want to use women's washrooms. I know that.
Actually, they kind of do.
I can only say anecdotally, like the transvestites I know, they do not. They don't want to wait that long in line, so they use them.
That's a good point.
Oh my God. So, but like usually if it's like a real trans person, they have gender dysphoria. They have gender dysphoria. They just believe that they were born in the wrong body. Whereas in this guy, he doesn't want to get rid of his penis. He just has a fetish. He just wants to wear
there's trans people who don't want to get rid of their dicks either. I mean, trans women. I mean, so
yeah, but then those people are not necessarily suffering.
Okay,
from
but see,
gender
okay,
dysphoria.
but here's my point, right? So women, I'm talking about like biological women, females, whatever. So how are they supposed to know when someone's in the bathroom with them if that's a transvestite or a transgender person?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
See, these are where the problems come in.
Yeah.
Well, the other part too is with
question.
any type of outcast or othering of a minority, they are very much ripe for predators to integrate themselves in there in the hopes that society, trying to be empathetic to that other or minority, will allow them certain latitudes when it comes to interacting with people. And that's ripe for predators to come in, claim that they're this so that they can take advantage of those latitudes and harm people for their own perversions.
That's the problem.
Gross.
I mean, because that's it. Because I would say this: if we had a transgender society where there was never any type of suspicion, no crime, no possible grooming or interaction with children that would be considered highly questionable, I don't think society would really have a problem with it. But we don't have that situation. Why? Because for those that just wanted to live the life and be left alone, they stayed, you know, at arm's length for all those things. But the predators came in to said, "Oh, I'm just going to take advantage of this situation so that I can get closer to, you know, my targets." And as a result, you now blur the lines, and now you cannot even trust that. I mean, it's the same thing with a joke I tell about why in the 70s, big glasses, men with only mustaches, and beige windbreakers no longer started wearing those anymore because they're considered losers and dorks, and people empathize with them. And then all of a sudden, you know, the pedos would start wearing that exact fashion in order to get closer to people because they figured they're dorks and harmless, and then they would turn around and become predators. So,
I hate psychopaths. That's like it's the whole thing about like the psychopathic mindset, right? They're just always ruining it for everybody. By the way, Russell Hall for $2 said earlier, does he not realize that Dan Bongino knows karate, like about that guy that Dan was yelling at?
I was waiting
know.
for him to shout that. I know karate. I'm at.
I know karate. Do you know who I am? I would not be surprised, Russell, that he didn't know. I mean, he should know now. But also, Russell says over on Rumble for $2, the Kristi Noem situation is all a misunderstanding. Her husband was merely auditioning for a part of a big moosey in the upcoming Fight Club remake.
Oh, replacing Meatloaf's part. Okay.
Oh, okay. But of course, as with everything, there has been memes of this situation, and I'm all here for it because I just need to laugh in my life right now. So there's this guy that said, no one, Kristi Noem's husband for some reason. And then it's the
Kevin James from the King of Queens with massive jugs.
Poor Kevin James. I felt bad for him. And then there's this meme here. Well, this is kind of a meme. I don't know what to call these things now, because I feel like these are memes, but they're like real life memes. So like they're like, I guess it's a skit. It's a skit. Kristi walks in on her husband.
Hey, hon. What is this?
It's nothing. It's nothing. Please don't tell anyone.
Of course, nobody can ever know about this.
Okay, good. Besides you and me, no one else knows. He's seen too much.
No! Oh my God.
That's a parody or a sketch.
Oh, that's definitely a sketch.
That's dark. Yeah.
It's very dark because that poor dog. This is another picture. This is a real picture. But everybody was like, the poor dog. Was
that the dog that she put down?
I don't know, but there's a dog in that picture, so everyone's like,
I hope not, because man, yeah.
I don't think it was, because I remember they said, like, I think the other dog was like a lab or something, and that one looks like a golden retriever.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, yeah, because I don't think I could bear to see that dog.
No, I don't think it's that dog specifically, but it's just people are just making fun of it because everybody says that's why she got rid of the dog. Because it knew too much. And then there's this little skit. I think this is AI. Yeah, made with AI. Okay, here we go.
Brian, you have the fullest hooteries humanly possible, they said. I'm telling you, man, they love you. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Are you fucking serious, Brian? I was fired and now this bullshit? You are ruining me.
Oh, shit. I didn't see you, Kristi. It's not what it looks like. It's just a protective vest. I swear.
Wow.
That was like Archer animation too.
Yeah, it was. It was good. There's also rumors that, because I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but Sophie Turner has been injured.
She hurt her ankle.
Yeah, she hurt her ankle. So there's rumors that Kristi Noem's husband is going to be taking over for her while she's on break. He's going to do a little tomb rating.
Breast doubles, huh?
His knockers are a lot bigger than hers, so I don't know how that's going to work out.
See, that's the other problem. When your husband has bigger titties than you do.
Yeah, and it's not through like obesity. It's just fetish.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so bad. There's also this one here. I mean, the internet's been going nuts. This is Kristi Noem coming home after a long day to her husband.
I was just thinking about that.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's classic. Classic Seinfeld.
The internet never fails, man.
No, it really doesn't. It really, really doesn't.
It's the one thing we can count on in these dark times.
It really is. That's so true. Like that. It's the only thing that's keeping me going is the memes. It was the same way with like COVID. It's like the only thing that was keeping me
Tiger
going.
King. That kept a lot of people going. Tiger King.
Dude, that was a weird time, man.
Mm,
That was a weird
that was a
time.
weird time.
We literally bonded as a people over the Tiger King.
I still haven't watched it.
I saw just the other day an F. Karen Baskins t-shirt.
Oh my God, that's crazy. So there was also this bit of news that dropped, and I thought, I mean, this can't be real, but it was real. And apparently there was a massive KitKat heist that went down.
It was in Europe, right?
Bar.
Yeah.
They got stolen. Help us find them. Use the stolen KitKat tracker link in the bio.
That's insane.
Official statement in response to other official statements. Thank you for your interest in the missing KitKats. But just to clarify, this is not a stunt on an April Fool's joke. Someone really stole 12 tons of KitKats, and we really want to know where they've gone. So we've created a stolen KitKat tracker that lets you check if your KitKat is from the missing batch. See the captions for details. This is actually, somebody has taken this down for that. So let's look at this.
Wait, before we do that, I think we need to understand like what we're talking about here. Guys, a KitKat, a pack of KitKats or a pack of a KitKat, it probably weighs about, I don't know, man, like a couple of sheets of paper. It's pretty light,
like
pretty
75
flaky.
grams or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Tons?
That's a freighter.
Tons
That
of
is a
KitKat?
freighter. That's like a freighter, like a shipping freighter of KitKat bars.
Yeah, like a giant, like one of those giant trucks, like, you know, the massive
An 18-wheeler. I mean,
like
I was thinking several 18-wheelers if it's going to be 12 tons.
Just so we know the scale of this, right? And this was boosted.
I want to see the movie of this. You know, like this
it's
is
like Heat.
yeah. This is like, this reminded me immediately of the maple syrup heist of Canada.
Wait,
So
what?
I was like,
I'm sorry, what?
There's a
Wait.
massive maple syrup heist in Canada. Maple syrup is more valuable than oil. I mean, just financially speaking, worldwide.
Yeah, tell him the story. Tell everyone the story.
That's insane.
It did happen.
So it was a few years back. Somehow, it was like a fake delivery team came up to pick up hundreds of barrels of maple syrup to be transported away. And they picked it up, they drove off, and it never went to its destination. And the people who were expecting it called up and said, hey, your trucks aren't here. And through an investigation, they realized, yeah, the trucks had been hijacked. People had taken them. They wore the uniforms. They had all the invoices and stuff, and they just stole millions upon millions of dollars of maple syrup. And it was the RCMP and all the local police that had to like find all the evidence and track them down. And it was nuts. I'm doing a really terrible job of it just because it was such an insane event. But I just did some quick calculations here. So a KitKat weighs approximately 45 grams. So
it's like nothing.
It's pretty much nothing.
Wow.
So,
That's a lot.
So 12, was it 12 tons?
12 tons, yeah.
12 fucking tons of KitKat.
So that's approximately 266, about 12 million units or so, at least. So
that is batshit insane.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so it's about 266,000 bars of KitKat or packages of KitKat.
And here's the next question though. Here's where it gets really crazy, right? Where do you hide that shit? Where do you hide 12 tons of KitKat?
That's what I want to know.
Right?
That is the question.
It has to be in constant motion. That's the only way. Like it's not staying in the same place.
It has to be. And I think that's why it's funny that they've actually done this. They're like, we want to know where these KitKats have gone. So if you guys want to actually track that shit down, you can help out KitKat by trying to figure out if yours is from the stolen batch. This is what you do. You look up the little numbers here. KitKat, is yours one of them? Find the 8-digit batch number on the back of your KitKat. Enter the batch code below. So you got to go to the KitKat website that they made, and you put your code in, and they tell you if it's from the stolen batch.
Okay, my conspiracy brain is thinking this is all horseshit. They did this themselves, right? This is a big marketing campaign. That's what this
Publicity.
is. This is publicity. This is a marketing campain. KitKat sales were low. You know, they needed a Hail Mary.
Oh my
right?
God.
Hey, I'm just saying this is how my brain works.
I mean, this is the best marketing campaign ever because it's better
true.
than any other commercial they would ever do, and it's almost going to be more catchy than their KitKat song that dominated the 80s and 90s.
Script is genius because you got other businesses trolling them about this.
Yeah.
Yes,
bringing attention to KitKat, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was Domino's and a bunch of
Domino, Pluto. There's like a whole list. A KFC.
Guys, real quick, we have breaking news now because we're gonna go to the live stream. Trump's about to address the nation, so we're gonna go there.
Associated Press.
Also, Dave, thank you for $10. Nina, as a Canadian, you must remember the great maple syrup heist. I did remember it.
Oh yeah, David. Yeah, he puts in $18.7 million Canadian of maple syrup stolen.
Thank you very much.
Crazy.
My fellow Americans, good evening. Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave astronauts on the successful launch of Artemis 2. It was quite something. It will be traveling further than any manned rocket has ever flown and will very substantially pass the moon, go around it, and come back home from a distance that has never been done before. It's amazing.
It's never been done before. They're supposedly landed.
God bless them.
No, they're looping around the Earth once before they go. So
bless us for
more
unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation Epic Fury, targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran. In these past 4 weeks, our armed forces have delivered swift, decisive, overwhelming victories on the battlefield.
The victories.
Victories like few people have ever seen before. Tonight, Iran's Navy is gone. Their Air Force is in ruins.
It's gone.
Their leaders, most of them, terrorist regime they led, are now dead. Their command and control of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons, factories, and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces. Very few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing in America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before.
Oh, he didn't say bigly.
Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter of minutes. That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world.
He thought Iran was going to be like
After rebuilding our
Venezuela
military
too.
during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world. And now we're working along with Venezuela and are, in a true sense, joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on Earth after the United States of America. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. We don't need anything they have, but we're there to help our allies.
That's funny.
Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead. For these terrorists to have nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat.
Fucking numbers, like
The
the
most
COVID
violent
numbers.
and thuggish regime on earth would
Pulled
be
out a
free
fucking
to
number out of
carry
that.
out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen, and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first. And perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb. And he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. He lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green
The one that
cash.
Iran
Took it
was
out of banks
upholding.
from Virginia, DC, and Maryland, all the cash they had. Flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. Would have been a different
Tell
world.
us if you're landing the
There
troops
would
or
have been
not,
no
Trump.
Middle
Nobody
East
gives a
and
shit.
no
You've said this
Israel right
all
now, in my
before. Let's
opinion,
go.
the opinion of a lot of great experts.
Well, you know, he
Had
has,
I
he
not
has to give himself
terminated
credit
that terrible
before he
deal, I was
gets
Right.
so
to meat and
honored to
potatoes.
do it. I was so
Boasting,
proud to
that's
do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers
Yeah, because
performed
nobody's retarded enough to
magnificently.
do stuff like that.
We
Trump.
totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious.
Oh,
They
God.
wanted to produce as
Make
many
this end.
missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible. And they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before.
Oh, my
They
God.
were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. But in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives
Fury.
are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's navy, which is now absolutely
You can't be a
destroyed,
sovereign nation that defends themselves.
hurting their air force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their navy is gone. Their air force is gone. Their missiles
said that
are just
already.
about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their
Well, in
ability
case you didn't
to
hear it the
support
first time.
terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight
Oh
I'm
my
pleased to
God.
say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I have traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands.
They didn't
We
have to
salute
die,
them,
man.
and now we must honor them
That's because of
by
you.
completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people,
Because you.
their loved ones said, please, sir, please finish the job.
No, they didn't.
Every one of them. And we are going to finish the
That's
job,
not
and we're
true.
going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely
Long-term
the
gain.
result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have
What about the Venezuelan
nothing to do
oil?
with the conflict.
I thought you
This
had
is yet
Venezuelan oil,
more
yeah.
proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly.
What the fuck?
It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever
He's just
imagine.
making shit
The
up.
United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that.
Really? After
We
the whole
built the
COVID
strongest
stuff?
economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting
Hottest
investments
country
coming into the United States, over $18
Well,
trillion,
he's not completely wrong on that
and the
one.
highest
We were
stock
fucked under
market
Biden.
ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all
He talks
positioned
like
us
Gen
to
Z,
get
though,
rid
like,
of a
we're the
cancer
hottest
that has
country,
long
though.
simmered. It's known
We had
as
the Riz.
nuclear
We had so much
Iran, and
Riz.
They didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our Drill Baby Drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my
Our prices are
leadership,
going up.
we are number one producer of oil and gas on the
Not going
planet,
down.
without even
I would
discussing the
just love
billions of
if he
barrels
just
that
starts talking like
we're
a Gen
getting
Zer
from
for no reason.
Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce
Like he's all like, we're cooking there, man. We're cooking.
more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every
know,
other
man. They're
way. And
bombing
the
Israel pretty
countries
hard
of the
today
world
for
that
decimation.
do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran. We had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy.
Decimated?
And in any event, when this conflict is over, the strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days.
You manipulate the market every 5 minutes.
Actually, much better than I thought. But we had
I don't
to
know
take
what
that
gas
little
prices you're
journey
talking about, 'cause
to Iran to get rid
gas
of
prices
this
are
horrible
fucking crazy
threat.
right now.
With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible. They are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great big beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing.
Stone Ages? I thought you were going to
not our
help
goal.
people.
We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it.
Have a good one, Rizzo.
They have no anti-aircraft
Have
equipment.
fun.
Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective.
I thought their Navy was decimated. Why would they make a move?
American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days.
Oh, God.
The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month,
timelines now,
and 2 days.
I told you.
The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days.
Lord.
Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days.
Dude, I predicted this.
We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat. They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing. The brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are on the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do, when it's all over, the United States will be safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States
Wait,
of
that's
America.
it? So
Thank you very much,
he
and
didn't
good
say
night.
anything about the troops.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm so confused. So he said basically everything he's been saying for the past 2 days. This was
No new information. I mean,
no new information. That
sadly,
was zero
I mean,
new information.
I understand his desire to try and comfort people, but the whole world's in a recession right now. It hasn't hit you hard enough yet, but it is there. You can see just on where the money is going and how it is moving around. It's not looking great. I think it would have been epically worse with under the previous administration. There's no doubt about that. I'm not trying to mix or compare, be an apologist for that. But yeah, it's not. This is not helping his legacy as during his second term.
Honestly, that whole thing could have been like a tweet.
Yeah,
you could have said all of that in a tweet.
Dude, Dante, it has been a tweet. That's why I'm like, I literally have heard all of this from your tweeting and your like weird interviews that you've been giving. You gave no new information, which makes me think, because somebody just said, at least he said no ground troops, but then he also didn't say they're leaving and going home. So which makes me think that like tomorrow you're gonna hear that they have put troops on the ground. Because that's how he works now. Like I've realized that's why they've done what they did while Iran was in negotiation. Like he'll say something and then he'll do the complete opposite. So now he's like, yeah, we won, everything's done basically. Just so you know, like he can calm everybody down, but then like he'll turn right around and do the exact opposite. So I'm expecting them to still land the troops there.
I mean, it's pretty tragic because and this is something that a lot of fiction has talked about. Even Mark Twain wrote about it, which is any type of time a superior force imposes its will on another, it ends up having a devastating blowback on the superior force and the entire region for generations to come.
Yeah.
Vietnam suffered from this significantly. There's definitely an ulterior motive. I do think the whole idea that he's constantly stressing that they don't need the oil leads me to believe that he desperately needs the oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a couple things he kept saying over and over, and I was like, okay, when you repeat something over and over, it's like it usually means it's the opposite, because it's kind of like the projection thing. So the oil thing he repeated.
Yeah.
And them being obliterated, they repeated. Like today, Iran attacked like a massive, they did a massive round of attacks again on Israel. So like it's not like they've been decimated the way he's saying. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of hyperbole there.
The war is going on still, you know.
And the other part too is like this. Again, whenever you do this, you end up making more radicals than you do moderates that would end up liberating their
true. So
country.
True. Yeah.
The other part too is never in the history of the world has there ever been an honest politician.
No, that is also true. Well, I mean, I think technically the honest ones die. So
Before they get into office.
or during, like, you know, especially when they figure out something's going on and they're like, I'm going to be honest about this. And then it's like, oh, you're dead. Okay.
That has to do with, yes, the cabals within the powers that be. It's, yeah, because again, even when you take a look at some of the books of all the, whether they're the positive politicians or the evil politicians, the dictators, what have you, everything that they write about has nothing to do with the actual policies that they enacted. It's all about just appeasing and trying to look like they're on the right side of history, which has been a more common term used recently. It's just to try to make themselves look better and say that they're going this way. Like, for instance, like, you know, you have Bernie Sanders out there. He calls himself a democratic socialist. I can guarantee you the moment, if he were to ever get power, he wouldn't be using what he calls democratic socialism. He'd be doing like state capitalism, where he'd be taking as much money from the rich and enacting a form of slavery or servitude in order to make sure that the economy gets balanced in a way that, quote unquote, benefits everybody, but leaves basically everybody in suffering.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And then the opposite is true when you want to have so much liberty and freedom to the point where you get chaos and anarchy, no control, and you have people kind of at each other's throats. It's quite a perplexing situation we have. I am always of the mind, and me and my buddies joked about this, like, wouldn't it be fascinating if there's an amendment in the U.S. Constitution which basically stated that any elected official who votes for a war or acts in military engagements hereby volunteers to be on the front line of said military engagement. So they can't actually put the citizens to war at this and lead from behind, so to speak. And yes, there's a lot of like military strategies, like, well, you need the politician, you need the commander-in-chief to be of sound mind in a safe, stable position to orchestrate the war. It's like, well, he's not making up battle plans in intricate detail. He's listening to battle plans and choosing which one to do. You can do that while you're still on the front line. It's just, you don't have to be protected.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of
it's skin in the game, right?
Yeah, but that's why a lot of people say that their kids should also be like kind of drafted. Like, like that's why a lot of people are saying Barron should be like have to go to war.
I mean, I don't want any children to go to war, and I definitely don't want any draft, but I definitely want.
I mean, nobody wants it, man. But you got to be fair too. I mean, if you're going to send people from the hood, or people from like poor areas into war,
you should be willing to make the sacrifice yourself. Absolutely,
absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's valid. I think it's a valid thing to ask for. By the way, Russell Hall has sent in a bunch of Rumble rants and the super chat here. He says for $2, no one has mentioned that Iran has subs. No one mentions a lot of stuff about Iran, Russell, because that's inconvenient news. That's one of the things I started to learn about when this war started is to like that how much warfare has changed now. It's all about drones. It's all about missiles. Like it was so funny because I was watching this thing about like the war and what's happening with even Britain and like how like Trump had asked Britain for help or whatever, and Britain was like I watched Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan was like, how many, like we only have like 6 boats and 3 of them don't work and 2 of them are like they're like patrolling our own waters, and you want us to send you our only one that works. And I'm like, so the British freaking fleet is gone. Like they have no navy, and we're talking about
because they had the largest navy for centuries.
Exactly, they had like the largest navy in the world, and now they're like basically up like nothing, like a shadow of them, their former selves. And so like now it's like like Trump talking about, oh, we got rid of their navies. It's like as if he's talking about like it's like as if like warring in the freaking Roman times. It'd be like, did you see that guy has a catapult? Like, oh my god, like the catapults, man. Like it's like I don't even know what we're talking about here. The warfare has changed. Warfare
has changed. One of the things that, and I spoke with you about this earlier, Nina, is that for the greatest military in the world that the United States has, at least with it comes to like the technology and the methods of training, they still look at war as if it's the same type of theater as the Second World War, like boots on the ground, trench warfare, fighting army and army. But that's not
they haven't changed
anymore.
Yeah.
The other part is like I don't understand the perspective that Trump and previous presidents have said, which is we have the greatest military in the world, and now when we go over there to fight them, America will be safe. If you have the greatest military in the world, you are safe.
Exactly.
It's just, I mean, yeah, people will come at you, but what do you care? It's the greatest military in the world. You can't defeat someone that comes at you. Yes,
exactly.
You're safe.
That's why, like, they should have like just taken the hit. If they were like, "Oh, Iran was going to hit us," then you just take the hit, and then you're like, "Okay, now it's on. Now it's on, bitch." But they didn't do that. They just like they took bad intelligence from Israel that Iran was going to do something, and their intelligence was from Bibi Netanyahu, who's on record for like freaking 40 years saying that Iran was going to have nukes. And that here we are. So that's what happened.
I just feel sorry for the many brave men and women in the military who might be dedicating the next 2 decades of their lives to this.
It's so sad.
Issue.
It's so sad. It makes me really upset for like all the militaries too. I mean, I know that Canadian ones are going to join too because they're tied at the hip with the U.S. And they're going to join. I mean, I think at some point everybody's going to have to pick a side in this war, and it's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be over anytime soon. Russell Hall over on Rumble says Anna's next cosplay will feature her dressed as Dr. Evil sitting on a pile of candy bars like Kit Kats. That's funny.
A sexy Dr. Evil's hard to pull off, I think.
Yeah, because of the baldness.
Yeah, the baldness,
the eye scar,
the outfit.
Yeah.
Then you have to get a shaved cat.
Although I have seen sexy Austin Powers, which is weird.
That is,
Yeah,
but see, but he's not bald though. Like you,
right?
Bald. It's the baldness that
that's true.
Will be weird. Russell Hall for $1 says he killed the guy. I think this is about Trump. He killed the guy that's stopping Iran from developing a nuclear weapon after failing to destroy their nuclear material several months ago. Now there's no question they need a nuclear deterrent. And then he follows it up with, this is going nuclear. I mean, I really hope not, but I can tell you this. I don't think that there's anything holding them back now from making one. I don't think the sun's going to care. And I think now, if anything, they're like, hey, you know what? We played ball. We followed the Obama thing that was around. Like we followed the rules. The IAEA came and inspected everything. We followed the rules. We did everything. And you guys still fucked us. So, you know, I think if we had the nuke, you wouldn't have fucked us. So now maybe we'll get the nuke. Like, I mean, that it's pretty natural.
It'd be a dirty one too. That makes it even worse because it's the fallout's going to spread to make like nuclear winter in the region. At the very, and that's on the positive side of things. The other part too, which is also kind of tragic, is that once if Trump has eliminated the military in Iran, what's left of the citizens? The citizens are going to take up arms. There's going to be a divide between them. Those that don't want to be stuck in the current regime and don't want that to survive, and then the ones that do, and they'll be fighting tooth and nail to preserve it or try to ward it off. But the fact of the matter is that despite the great training that the U.S. has with our military, they cannot defeat guerrilla warfare. They just don't have that training, that knowledge, that understanding. And that's why, you know, everything in, the Afghanistan, the previous Iraq, all of those were not successes. Because once you get rid of the military, that's fine, but you still have the rest of the people there. And the fact of the matter is that the only way you can truly liberate a country and not have those people turn on you is if you are coordinating with them to do that liberation. And you know, in the 80s, the United States did that for the Soviet Union with people in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And then they abandoned them once the job was done. And then they became resentful. And then that caused a whole other set of things. So they broke the very own rule that they had to do, which is, okay, we asked these people to fight our war as a proxy. They won. And now it's our job to pay them back by helping them rebuild their country. And instead of doing that, they walked away and they had nothing other than the training and military training they were provided. And so what did they do? They took it out on the very people that, you know, realized that they'd been exploited and used for the personal gains of another country. And that spread throughout the entire region and got us to this situation. And it's repeated again and again.
I can tell you this about the Iranians. The Iranians, just because I know from being Persian, they're never gonna stop. Like they're just, it's just not in us. Like it's just one of those things, especially when they feel like righteous, which in this case they do because they were attacked. Like I've seen so many people, I've spoken to people like I know personally, like my cousin who was even kind of leaning towards the whole Pahlavi situation. But now he's changed his mind. Like he's like, no, like we're here and we're sticking together. Even like the people who don't like the regime and the people who like the regime, they're all sticking together. They're going out there pretty much every night protesting the war. And now they're trying to like live their lives. This is a huge country of 90 million people. This is not gonna be easy for the US to defeat like every other country.
And regardless of whatever royal family or type of bloodline there is with regards to power, that's not going to remain. There's going to be other people that are going to gather enough influence and be able to rise up and lead when those have failed. And we don't know what method of leadership or direction they're going to take the people when they get that power. It's it's tragic. It's basically shows that, I mean, it really just shows that we do not have enough in our culture that read books or pay attention to history or pay attention to the lessons and mistakes that we've made and take a look, or at least pull back a little bit and say, okay, let's say hypothetically the United States is doing this because they want more oil. Is this really the best way to go about getting it? It's the fastest. I'll say that to a degree.
Is it?
Well,
I don't know about that.
Well, in a short term, it is.
In a short term, yeah, it's the fastest. But again, the irony, especially with Afghanistan, is that they got a lot of oil, but they burned through that really quickly over those 20 years, and there's nothing more to do. And
yeah, but then they also had the opioid crisis after, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
And then there's
happened,
also the surge, which is where they just pay their enemies to not attack them.
Yeah.
And
I just feel like this whole thing, Script Doctor, like with regards to the states and picking fights, especially the ones in the Middle East, is like the definition of insanity, because you're just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And in this case, it's like, I think this is going to be actually the unifier of the Middle East. I think for the first time ever, actually, the Gulf states are probably going to unite against the U.S. I think a lot of people are going to just kick the U.S. out at some point. And be like, you know what? Just get out. Like, we don't need your bases here. They're only hitting us because we're housing you people. So get out. And so it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess, I think. But hang on to your hats, people, because this is it's not gonna go away anytime soon.
No, there'll definitely be something there'll be a speech around 4th of July where, yeah, we've secured Iran or what have you, but there's still more to do. We're still decimating.
Yeah,
and then it's just going to keep going and going. And then,
but also Script, because he said it's a 3 to 4 weeks thing. And in about 4 weeks, I think that's the 90-day period, which is basically when Congress actually has to rule on this situation. So like he literally only has 3 to 4 weeks. And then they have to like formally declare war, and if he wants to stay there.
If he wants, well, all he has to do is take a break by doing a withdrawal, which basically means coming back, reloading your weapons, refueling, and then launching a new military operation under a different name just to pick up where they left off after a short window. This can be done perpetually. It's pretty tragic. But the other part, too, is that it also gives the opposition a great angle, which is whoever is charismatic enough on the Democrat Party to say we're ending the war in Iran. A lot of people are going to get behind that.
Yeah, a lot. Well, I think they're really thinking they're going to win the midterms and then probably impeach him at this point, because
impeachment won't do anything.
Well, I mean, if they convict him, it will.
They have to impeach him, then they have to convict him. There's not enough honesty. It wouldn't even matter if it was a Democrat or Republican in office. There's not enough honesty within the judiciary to actually.
I don't think there is either, but. I mean, stranger things have happened, so who knows?
I mean, listen, Nixon was impeached, but he didn't lose his presidency. He just resigned and then got pardoned.
But he resigned because they were going to convict him, and he was like, "I'm not going down for this shit. I'll resign before I do." So he did.
Yeah.
Russell Hall over on Rumble says the same fuckwits who got him into this mess will be pressuring the hell out of him to invade, and nothing else we're going to try will work. So he'll eventually do it. It's going to be horrible. Russell, the only thing that I thought was really weird about that was that Lindsey Graham was telling him to get out. And I was like, why is Lindsey Graham telling him to get out? That's a weird thing. I saw that like today or yesterday.
He wanted to get in.
That's very weird.
Yeah. Usually
he's trying to get in harder than a gay man into a gay bar. Like, geez, he just really wanted to.
Yeah, which is weird. That's why, like, I was like, "Well, that's weird that he's like telling him to get out yesterday." That's I was like, that's a strange thing. That means, like, does that mean that they're like losing way worse than they thought? So, like, you know, these things happen. And I heard like Netanyahu said like a bunch of weird things yesterday. Like he was saying like, oh, they're still a threat, but now they're not an existential threat, so we can kind of leave whenever we want. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But they're like, I mean, like the damage to Israel has been so insane.
It's been nuts because the Israeli people didn't vote for this.
No.
And And yeah, that's a whole other.
That's crazy,
weed, set of
man.
weeds,
It's
yeah.
crazy. Russell Hall for $1 over on Rumble says the terrain is awful. Mountains with complex of tunnels for miles. He's talking about Iran. Deserts with underground water reservoirs dug thousands of years ago. Nothing that we can take and fully secure. Russell's really caught up on this stuff because he listens to the Duran.
Well, not only that, it's the stuff of legend. You cannot win a war in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially not in Persia.
And the tragedy is that before the regime change over 70 years ago, that region was prosperous and exactly what needed to kind of inspire the stability of the place. And, sadly, the powers that be done effed up.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll buckle up, kids, because this show is not ending anytime soon. And we'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about it. It'll be really interesting. To change the topic a little bit, because I really like this stuff really does depress me. By the way, if you guys are depressed about the war, just like I am, the memes have been crazy. Watch some of the Lego memes. I sent one to Dante yesterday about this anime style one, like this AI one. Did you see that, Dante? That was freaking crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Have you seen that, Script Doctor? Like the anime style AI things?
No, I haven't seen. I haven't been able to see much. We'll
play one. We'll play one, so everybody can see it.
They're not so much hilarious as much as they're well done enough to where, there's some inside jokes there.
Yeah, but okay, I will say the anime one's not as funny as the Lego ones. It's more like, wow, this is really well done.
Yeah. But the anime ones are really well done.
Yeah, the anime ones are like, I want to watch this. Like, when is this anime dropping? Like, when is this movie dropping? Where I'm like, I want to really watch this movie.
I mean, apparently there's been this influx of like AI animated videos that have been coming out. I know Mr. Reagan. He's if you guys follow him, he has a whole like AI animated show that he's doing on his X account right now. They're really well done, man. It's kind of done in the art style of Archer, if you ever watched that show.
Yep. Yeah.
And
I love Archer.
AI is getting scary good, man. Like I'm telling
man.
you, give it 2 or 3 more years, man. And
it's more convincing with animation. I don't know if it'll ever surpass the Uncanny Valley stage yet.
Oh no, not yet. But I mean, give it a couple of years, and I think we're gonna get there, man.
Yeah, like this one here, like with the anime, like this is pretty crazy.
There's already AI porn, which is
Oh,
I mean, that's crazy.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay, here we go.
続報です。トランプ大領が8時間の最後通知を撤回しました。イランの警戒を後退。
非常のより非常に生産的な会話をしている。2日間の猶予を与えた。うまくいれば解決する。
しかし、我々は爆撃するんです。なぜカブイがあるのだろう。
生物エゴテリカルクリックラ確か11月。どうやらトランプ大統領は自分自身と非常に生産的な交渉を行っていたようです。
非常に建設的な独り言ですね。
交渉など一切いい。これはフェイクニュースだし。アメリカとイスラエルが陥った泥だらから逃げるためだ。これはイランのサマリコの戦線でもない。イスラエルがアメリカをこの戦争に引きずりんだのだ。ワシントンはテルアビブを守るために全てを規制するかもだ。この戦争の後、誰もイランと対峙する勇気は持てないだろう。人間に奪う権利は、この戦争に正義はない。王は戦争に反対している。しかし反対派はバチカンがアヤトラの味方だとは言わないようだ。イランは40年間この戦争に備えてきた。これはイラクではない。彼らは無業交付と言ってるはずのか。今なり手元をする時代僕の足だ。彼らが構想を始めたはイランが決める。来た。通りに入った。全員待機。まずを待て。We are waiting for them.
This shit is nuts, man. I can't believe people are making this kind of
really good. There's something else
like this level of animation. It's
No,
pretty
this
crazy.
is brilliant animation. There's just something off with the eyes of all the characters. Something's not right there. But I mean, the non-organic like models, so the buildings, the backgrounds, the clothing, everything. It's really, really impressive. They really did capture the style, which, I mean, I'm going to be sorry for a lot of Japanese animators that are going to be out of work, but then again, they won't have to be working 21-hour days anymore. So
yeah, that's true.
彼らはどこにで見たなに地面の下に戦車は通り身動けれなくなった。こんなことになるは言わなかった。撃て、テルアビブに遅れない。
I can't believe some of the stuff that they put in here too is like so accurate, because some of the stuff is like from the news. You're like, what the?
Yeah, it looks like they did. Here's the one thing that's missing. If this were a real anime, we'd be getting some dynamic shots where our point of view would be following some of the rockets right before they hit impact on targets. This is all a lot of like static establishing shots stuff, which again, really well done. But yeah, it's
true. But like even stuff like this, it's like this guy like really said that. And they were like, you know, he's taken like they've taken the stuff from like actual news articles and they turned it into animation.
呼びかける。規制を。この戦争に巻き込まれてはならない。トランプは本気で取引するつもりだ。48時間だ。撃てるものは全て撃て。奴に止められる前に全て破壊しろ。
I love how his eyes are flaming. This was true. This happened.
トランプ大統領はハッタリをかけない。イランが現実を受け入れなければ、大統領は地獄を解き剥がす準備ができている。
金曜日だ。あの島がイランの心臓だ。石油も港も補給船も全てがあの島にある。のしは私のものになる。
I love how like it's so anime style. Like he's like sitting by the rain and he's like, that island will soon be mine. I love that.
アメリカの兵士たちに問う。イスラエルのために死にたいのか。40年間お前たちの墓場になる。40年間この日のために準備してきた。我々は待っている。
Crazy. It's just crazy how far like AI has come and how like I wonder how long it took that guy to make that. Probably not very long.
Probably a few days, yeah. Just because getting the prompts right, cutting each scene. I mean, each scene was really what, like 3 to 10 seconds, no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like really, just incredible. Like I just think like what it's going to be like in a couple years. It's really insane.
Well, not only is it going to be probably pretty good, it's also no longer going to be as accessible, because right now, like AI is using this whole like pay for a credit thing.
Right.
Those prices are going to skyrocket to the point where your average Joe is not going to be able to afford it, and therefore it's no longer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, even right now on X, Elon is making people pay to use Grok or to use Grok Imagine anyway. So
yeah.
Where before it was free, it was literally free a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now you have to pay for it. So,
here's the other part that AI is still struggling with. It's using its own generations as a learning mechanism, which is causing degradation in its own software. And so now that you're having so many people using it for free, it's causing the degradation to increase. So now to control that, you charge them, so that's less selective, which means it allows them to kind of purge out the degradation and the abuse of random things that aren't contributing to it, as a hope to try and keep it alive. But frankly, it's going to have what's called like replicative fading, which means like with every generation, it's going to get dumber and dumber and dumber, because the only way AI can actually expand and grow is with new ideas.
Information.
It needs more information, needs new ideas, and the only species that we know of that can do that is the human species. And AI processes things so quickly that humanity can't keep up with it, and therefore it's going to eventually implode unless it gets reallocated to do something that would be less on the creative side of things and more on redundancy.
Unless we actually get like real AI, which is like,
the singularity. Yeah,
the singularity.
You're not going to get the singularity through software. You're only going to get it through hardware, which is what Isaac Asimov proposed in his iRobot series. Is you build a brain, and then through the singularity it manifests what would be a consciousness, and then because of its mechanical nature, you can program it with restrictions that allow it so that it won't replace humanity. But
yeah, good luck with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The method that they're doing right now, it's a lot of very complex algorithms. I mean, listening to especially the guys over at OpenAI talk about like the neural net, everything that they're describing is not a neural network at all. It's a series of servers that are making calculations based on patterns. You're not training, you're not having it train itself. A neural network is something that has pathways that are stimulated by random input and are able to fabricate new information based on that input. It's supposed to be the most closest thing to a real human brain, which is something we still to this day don't fully comprehend. So you cannot make it artificially. We are too far away from it. What we have is a very elaborate form of a simulated intelligence system that has all of human knowledge, and has, in addition to that, no vetting system to verify how authentic all of that human knowledge is.
Well, dude, we can't even figure out why we dream at night, right? So I mean, we still haven't figured that part out. Like, so there's a lot about the brain that we still don't even we don't know.
Yeah. Did you guys see that new movie with Chris Pratt with the AI judge?
Oh yeah,
I read that script. Good script, not good for a movie.
Not a great film. Honestly though, it wasn't terrible.
Fun. Like it was
fine.
Well, it's a very cheap battle of wits.
Yeah,
dynamic, which I appreciate on the script level, but it did not need the type of movie that they made from that script was not really in service to
I think if it were any other actor other than Chris Pratt, it probably wouldn't have worked.
It also would have been better as like if it was written with a bit more of the style of a Twilight Zone episode, as opposed to
that would have been better. That would have been cooler. But I still did enjoy it. And speaking of movies I enjoyed, last night I did watch another one that I actually recommend. This was more fun than that one. But it's the new Vince Vaughn movie.
Nick and Harry or something like that.
Yeah, that one. Did you guys watch
I think
that?
I totally got the wrong title there.
Is that the one with him and James Marsden?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet, but
it's fun. It was a fun movie. I liked it. I was like,
I love Vince Vaughn, man. Like I was saying, it's funny. I was saying this the other day that I just miss seeing him in film.
Great comeback film for Vince Vaughn. Like I was like, oh, this
He's
is
been doing
good.
Small indie films for a while. Like just nobody has seen it. Here's another thing. Do you know that there's a TV miniseries of Lord of the Flies, like a brand new one that came out?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's out there. I can't remember where I saw it on streaming. I think I saw it maybe on like Pluto or Tubi, or because it wasn't. I don't think it was Netflix. I can't remember. It's just too many streaming services these days. But it's a UK Austria production, part of like the BBC. And I saw the first 2 episodes, and I thought they were really good.
Cool.
Wow.
Is it called Lord of the Flies?
Yeah, it's Lord of the Flies, and
okay.
It's it's got all the kids there.
Ooh,
and
okay,
they're
I
on
want
the
to watch
island.
that. I want to watch that. You know what's funny is like I missed reading that book in high school because my teacher, my English teacher, became like we were going through like funding problems. So like the teachers were like forced to teach stuff they didn't want to teach. So my English teacher became like my like history teacher, and my history teacher was like, I refuse to teach English. Like they're forcing me. So I'm going to make you guys read history books. You're going to read Animal Farm. And like everybody else, so every other class was reading like the one you're talking about, Lord of the Flies. And then they made like my teacher made us read Animal Farm instead. It was like, you're going to learn something about history. I was like,
I mean, both books work. So
yeah, it worked, but I never technically read that book because of that reason. Like I missed out. It was so funny though because like all of the other classes were reading that except us, and I was like, okay,
yeah,
my
I mean,
teacher was so bitter.
yeah, there's a. I will say this, like right now, the most of the internet sphere is saying, oh wow, Hollywood's kind of going in a good direction right now. It's like, well, they started this about 4 years ago. The stuff that the decisions they made 4 years ago are now finally making it to the public, and it's only going to get better. It's still going to be rough, though. We can't deny that.
Let's talk script because that we have Hollywood news, so we need to discuss.
Let's go for it.
Namely, I will say this: it's funny that the promo for this article is different than the headline of the article. So this it was going around, making the rounds.
Okay.
Supergirl star Millie Alcock knows she'll face backlash by simply existing as a woman in a franchise IP. Quote, "We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I can't really stop them. I can only be myself." Girl, shut up.
Well, she's not attacking anybody.
She's attacking the idea of her own, what's the word? Just like getting just being an actress that gets a job and gets paid. It's like, dude, you don't have to complain every 5 seconds about like how you have to be a woman that's comfortable in your own, you have ownership of your own bodies and blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, calm down.
Well, the thing is, like,
playing Supergirl.
Well, first of all, when you're a woman in Hollywood, you are constantly judged on your appearance. That's a fact.
But so are the men. That's
Yes,
everybody
they are.
in Hollywood.
There's no difference in that. But here's the problem here. She's not saying, I can't stop them, so I'm just going to be myself. She's not saying they're horrible, they're evil, they're whatever. She's just saying, that's the world. I can't stop them. I'm just going to be myself. Now, conversely, I put a tweet in the chat of the type of stuff that she is going to be getting, and it's proving her point. And the fact of the matter is that just because it's proving her point doesn't mean that the vast majority is doing it. And she's not really making any type of claim that the vast majority. She's just saying there's going to be people out there that are going to have some backlash to this movie. I can't stop them. Not every film is for everyone, which is perfectly reasonable to say. And she's just going to be herself. So as long as she's not going any further by saying, all men are bad or what have you, or in that regard, she's actually doing this relatively diplomatically, though.
Well, she didn't say all men are bad, but what she did say was, that if you're a woman, you're judged just for existing, right? And she's using all the
from a certain pocket of an audience, they are absolutely
sure,
but what people would judge like Idris Elba or Henry Cavill.
I totally agree, but
exactly,
the problem with that is right now, dude, like the way the condition Hollywood is in right now. These actors need to sell these movies, right? Like they just do. So even in an interview where you're supposed to be just candid and open and honest, to some degree you can't be. You got to sell your movie, right? And you can't alienate an audience that's already very skeptical of your movie right now, right? Like they're already skeptical. So what you got to do is put on the big smile, sell your movie, ignore these dumbass questions that these gotcha fucking media outlets love to throw at these celebrities, right? They love giving these gotcha questions. They got to be smarter than that. They got to be smarter, and they got to sell their fucking film. So
we also can't be exaggerating a harmless statement as if it's some sort of attack on people.
No, I agree. I agree. But the script, the problem is people are so fucking sensitive right now because we've had fucking 8 years of this that you got to just tread lightly, right?
Which is why also, Verbal, to your point, is why I said it was interesting that Variety chose that phrasing for their promo for their promo for their the Twitter feed. But then when you go to the article, that's not the headline of the article. And then you read the headline of the article, and the headline of the article is actually like, okay, let me read into this article because it doesn't sound like it's attacking anybody.
But the thing is, they count on people not reading the article.
Of course.
Exactly.
Like that's what they count on, right? And look, a lot of these outlets are bad, but Variety is the absolute worst. They are the enemy of Hollywood. And I don't understand how they don't see that.
No, they're trying. They think that they're the arbiters of truth in the industry, which is ironic because they're the place where it's like I would call up. I'd call up to a Variety, maybe one of the staff writers I know there. I'd say I need an article talking about my negotiation with the studio to get some buzz so that I can put some pressure on them to give me the yes, and then they would do that. Nowadays, they've gotten so integrated, and they use that type of relationship to give them power where they're saying, we'll never be able to create movies in Hollywood, but we can write stories about the stuff we like and the stuff we don't like and influence them to follow our lead, as opposed to do what they used to do, which is they'd have people out on the streets talking to people, having conferences, asking them what is their favorite movie? What is their favorite book? What is their favorite TV show? Why do they like it? They're not trying to figure out what the audience wants. They're just trying to figure out what they like. And then they will build something that hits those likes and something new so that they create a new want for them to ask more of. Because that's usually how it works. Again, 1976, nobody was saying, I really want a space sci-fi fantasy with wizards and lightsabers. Nobody asked for that. Nobody wanted that. But once it was presented to them, they're like, I got to have that. That is the secret sauce of storytelling because again, with that's AI, true. That's leading our culture into made-for-order films, which means they're going to be the most boring, derivative, yet beautiful pieces of work that have no substance or meaning, because all it's doing is satisfying the initial urges of the person at that time. And we're not going to get those stories that hit us on such a level that make us fall in love with those characters, fall in love with the stories, the themes, see the moral values of things.
Yeah, but the problem is that we're barely getting those now with Hollywood.
Well, the ones that we're getting, they're being buried in the streamers. Like, you cannot find them. They're really hard to find because if you have, like last year, we had over 650 movies released. Less than a tenth of them were in theaters, and the rest was all on streaming.
That's sad.
How are you, an average person, supposed to be able to sift through all of that, plus everything else that has already come out the years before that's already trying to vie for your attention? It's really hard.
I agree. But getting back to Millie for a minute, like, look, man, and this is a weird one for me, man, because I have been a big James Gunn defender for so long. Like, I defended him like probably more than anybody I know. I'm at the point now where, look, man, I still like James Gunn. I still think he's a talented director. Do I trust him the way I used to? No. I am highly skeptical of this movie, right? And look, the obvious comparison is Guardians of the Galaxy. Everyone's comparing this to Guardians.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Because it is. I mean, if you look at it, it's pretty much Guardians 4.
Oh, yeah. Right? Greg Gillespie is totally vamping off that style for I don't think it's the best reason to do that, but right. So it already has that working against it, man. And right now, and this doesn't just apply to Millie Alcock, it applies to all of these actors, man. They got to be better at selling their fucking films. You know who's killing it right now at selling their fucking film? Brie Larson, of all people. Well, that's because Comcast NBC Universal has an amazing PR team right now.
Dude, Brie Larson is killing it right now.
But also, to be fair, Brie loves Nintendo. Like, she's loved Nintendo for a long time. She used to do Nintendo stuff like commercials before she was doing like what's it called? Marvel, Miss Marvel.
Yeah. The thing is,
so she loves, like, when you love something, you're gonna have passion into it, is what I'm saying. So like her going around being like, oh, I love Nintendo, that's not fake. Like, that's her.
Well, to a point, but you also have to remember, when an actor works for a studio, they do what the studio and the PR department wants. So when Brie was saying all those things at Disney and did her YouTube channel, that is Disney telling her to do this. Now that she's with NBC Universal, they have a completely different model. They say, this is what we want you to talk about. This is how we want you to talk about it. Oh, you like this stuff? Okay, we're going to let you kind of go on your own for a bit. If you cross a line, we will pull you back. That is what Comcast NBC Universal does. Warner Brothers is a little mixed on that because they've had a couple of changes there. They recently purged out a PR firm years ago because they found out that Zack Snyder was paying them as well to promote his Snyderverse stuff, which is how he got his Snyder cut. So they're gone and they've kind of dispersed into other things. And also Zaslav did cut a whole bunch of very suspicious people at their PR firm for it, but they're not really doing much of their favor right now because even DC Studios, they don't really have much of a PR department that's dedicated to what they're doing because their narrative is a little bit all over the place. The other part too is that James Gunn is taking as much ownership of this because he would rather be the one that's blamed for this failure than any of this cast and crew that's working under him.
Dude, I miss the days when actors would punch fucking reporters in the face. Like like remember those days like Sean Penn used to just fucking punch reporters for no reason. Let's get back to that.
Yeah. Get out of my face. Russell Hall for $1 says no one wanted a Supergirl movie starring Ben Shapiro and drag with a blonde wig. Come
on, man. She's more attractive than that.
She's got a peculiar look, but she makes it work. I mean,
she's
I remember
different.
She is different. Listen, when she was on House of the Dragon, she was dominating that show. People were really enamored with her acting and her ability, and they were so disappointed that I
never
was
watched
replaced
season
by an
2.
older lady because they aged her up, and she was no longer on the show. So yeah, that was just the nature of things.
I did really like her performances in season 1, and I was one of those people that was like, oh man, now we got to look at this other person. Like, she was really good. I'm not used to this older bitch, whoever she is. I didn't know her.
I think
either.
a lot of people were disappointed by that. I don't even know why they had to even change him out, really.
I really didn't think that they should have. I thought they should have stuck with her.
Yeah, but much more creepier to see, you know, her young best friend having to like be suitored or be wooed and suitored by her dad over those years. Because that's very Game of Thrones style.
It is very Game of Thrones.
I guess I'm just kind of old school in the way where, you know, I just remember, you know, and look, things weren't super great in Hollywood back in the day either. I mean, there was some shit going on, but I felt like they managed their talent better back in the day, man. Like, look,
yes,
I'm not going to defend this man because he's a scumbag, but Harvey Weinstein kept his people in fucking line, dude. And we need more producers who could fucking do that, who will keep their people from saying dumb shit, from sinking their movie, man. And I feel like all of these producers now are basically pussies, dude. Like they're
100%. They're cowards.
They're cowards. They don't know how to like wrangle in the talent, man. You got to whip talent. You got to. Well, this is gonna sound awful, but
yeah, you kind of have to throw them on a chain gang and march them down the road to chant.
No, you do. You got to rein these people in. You got to rein them in because they're like they'll just go off and say dumb shit and kill your opening weekend.
Well, not only that, like a few weeks ago, there's a reporter with Lily Alcock did an interview. The reporter only took half of it because she has a statement where she talks about, like, for women, you know, it's okay to be a little bad and a little messy. And there's another half of that, which she spoke about. And I know this because one of my friends was actually in the room and he's like, well, there's this other part, which is talking about, like, it's okay, you know, when you're growing up to be a little bad and a little messy. The problem is that you have to grow out of it. And just because you're a little bad and messy now doesn't mean you can't be better later. And it was something to that effect. And the mere fact that was completely left out of the article and the reporting is like, yeah, you're definitely trying to stir a narrative here. And then on top of that, we just got that trailer. And what's the most pivotal line in there? Revenge doesn't solve any problems.
I actually didn't watch the new trailer. Did you guys watch the trailer?
I did, and I'm. You know what? I am concerned, man, because, like, look, besides the obvious, I don't care about that. Just from a script level, there was some dialogue, and I saw in that trailer where I'm like, ooh, that's awful. That is awful dialogue, man. Like
the weakest link is that little British girl.
Yes, dude. When she says like the guy killed my innocent family, I'm like, no one talks like that. Like that is that is a horrible line. Like I hope they change that before the movie comes out.
They might. They changed a bunch of stuff in Superman when people complained. In the first, like the Superman, like the main one from the trailer.
I'm like, if that's the dialogue we're getting in a trailer, man, like the movie, like, you know,
that's terrible.
I know, because I only know 2 people that have seen a test screening, and they had very mixed things, but also how they liked Supergirl, responded to Supergirl, it was opposite to how they responded to Superman. So one guy loves Superman, and he hates Supergirl, and the other person hates Superman and loves Supergirl. So I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, that's weird. maybe it's because of Lobo though, because like a lot of people are excited to see that. And
I'm loving
like,
Fat Lobo, man. I like it that Jason Momoa was like, yeah, I'm not making abs for this character. I just want to be a drunk and a crazy Zarnian.
And also the rumor is like there have been 8 test screenings. That's crazy.
I do not believe there's been 8 test screenings.
Yeah, because I mean, look, and I know I posted about it, but my thing is, I have never heard of 8 test screenings. That's fucking insane.
Neither have
Well,
I. That's crazy.
The only thing that they might be conflating is that if there's 8 test screenings of the same cut, that I can believe, because getting everybody together, especially right now, has been pretty difficult. There's people all over the country that they have to like pipe in.
Yeah, but we're talking 8 cuts. There's no way there's 8 cuts.
I don't believe there's been 8 cuts in that time. That's don't
crazy.
There's no way. I think that's all conjecture, because I cannot find any verification for that. I've asked my friends, how many test screenings of Supergirl have you been to? I've been to 2 since in the past year.
Yeah, I know a guy who's been to 2.
Yeah, that's it. Like, that's all I know. I don't know where this 8 number is coming from, because unless it's like, yeah, they took this cut, they showed it to one group of people, and they're like, okay, this is the response. We need more information. We showed it to 7 other people, the same cut.
And that's probably what they meant, and maybe they phrased it in a very deceptive way. But because there's no way there's 8 cuts.
No, not at this point. Like that's the other part too. And like James Gunn made a promise, and I would say he stuck to it. Whether the quality is up to the user out there, the audience out there, but he said we do not commit to a movie until we think the script is in good enough condition. And the amount of there's like 2 tiny pickup reshoots for Superman. And I've only heard of the more Jason Momoa reshoots for Supergirl, and that's only 2 scenes that they added.
They're already filming Superman?
No, previous Superman, like back when they were shooting that last year. There's only tiny pickups. They just started Man of Tomorrow this week.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
that's cool. That's cool. I'm actually looking forward to that. I know everybody hated Superman, but I liked it.
No. I listen. People in some of this space maybe have hated Superman, but I have seen way too many people wearing, current Superman shirts talking highly about the film outside of the internet. I've been all over Canada the last 8 months. I've been in upstate New York. I've been into Florida the last few months. I've seen a lot more Superman paraphernalia on people than I'd ever seen in years prior. So clearly, there's an audience out there that loves it. I mean, it made more money domestically than internationally. That's a really good thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, did I love it? No, but it was fun. It was enjoyable.
It was fun.
I had you know what? It was a good popcorn flick. I went in, ate my popcorn, had a good time, and left.
See, my criticism of it is that it was heavily over edited. It just felt way over edited.
That's true.
The other part too is like the set pieces that they filmed, they cut them down to their bare basics, which meant that you didn't have those rising actions when Superman saves somebody in the same way that you had when he caught the helicopter for the first time in '78.
Right.
Like those moments were shot, but they were trimmed down for time. And I'm like that. And sadly, James Gunn's never going to release an extended cut, so we're never going to be able to see those until Sony manages to find those scenes. But yeah, I'm hoping in the next few months to be able to fly down to LA again, because some of my buddies that have just gotten promoted at Warner Brothers, if they're still there,
I'm about to say if they're still there,
want to show me some of that raw footage that they got to supervise for Superman and also for Lanterns, and I want to check that out. I want to see
Lanterns. Are you guys looking forward to that?
I'm interested in it because
I am morbidly curious.
I'm curious.
I'm interested because Damon Lindelof is not the showrunner, so he's a staff writer, which means he's been demoted.
God,
he's been demoted. The showrunner is from season 4 of True Detective, which bothers me because I think the entire series of True Detective is a pretentious piece of crap.
Yeah, it needed to be a one and done season 1. That's it. It was
a showcase of Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey's acting range. That's all it was, and it was brilliant for that. But I have not met a single person that loves True Detective that can tell me what is the crime they're investigating in that season.
Right.
They don't know because there isn't any. So it's a very ironically named show. The other part too is that when James Gunn announced Lanterns, he said it's not going to be a space story. It's a domestic Earthbound story. Of
what?
Yeah.
But here's the problem I have with that, man. Is I hate it. I don't want to say hate it, but I really dislike Peacemaker season 2.
I understand that
for a lot of reasons, but
I didn't watch it.
And that's what I mean. I'm having trouble trusting Gunn, man, or even just his judgment. Because people keep saying, well, they announced it earlier that it's not going to be a space opera. I'm like, yeah, and that was a fucking mistake. Like just because he announced it early doesn't mean he made the right move. Like I'm sorry,
you committed to it. There's that.
You cannot have a story about space cops where the whole fucking thing takes place in a small rural town a small rural town in middle America where they're fighting white supremacy or whatever the
Okay,
fuck is
dude,
that.
I'm already out. Like the
That's
only
the thing I don't
reason
know
I wanted to watch
I know.
the
Look, there's a mystery. It might not be white supremacy, but the way the trailer cuts it, it makes it look like, big American flag, middle America,
that's a
right?
town hall. That's a town hall, though. Like I've been to rural America, middle America. That looks exactly like a town hall. There's American flags hanging there.
Right, and that's my point. Is that you're trying to Green Lantern is a story about space cops. Like these guys, it's interplanetary.
It's the Green Lantern Corps. They
so for me, it's like look,
fly around in space.
You know what's funny? They could have took the same story, the same True Detective story, do it on an alien planet, right? Investigate an alien, whatever, right? But to do it on Earth, and I get it, they want to ease people into Green Lantern. The problem is, man, is that those people you're taking a risk on because they might or might not show up. Whereas fans who love Green Lantern would have shown up, so at least you had a guaranteed audience.
Yeah.
We thought that the case, but Martin Campbell and Greg Berlanti ended up proving that wasn't the case. I mean, again, that's the part, right? That movie, like Martin Campbell, who resurrected Bond twice, could not make a Greg Berlanti Green Lantern script work. And now we have someone who's in parallel. Again, we got Damon Lindelof, a guy who I have great reservations about because I don't think he's a very good writer at all.
I hate that guy.
We have the showrunner, who I'm forgetting his name, but the showrunner season 4 True Detective, who has some better quality under his belt, but still, I'm very apprehensive.
Season 4 of True Detective?
Yes.
He
didn't work on he didn't work on any previous seasons for True Detective, just season 4.
I heard that season sucked. Like it's like one of their worst ones.
Well, that's hard for me to evaluate.
Was that the Melissa?
Yeah, it's the girl one.
Yeah, what's her
Wasn't
name?
the girl one with Rachel McAdams?
No,
it was with that
Jodie
older
Foster
actress
and some other lady.
Okay, I haven't seen season 4 yet.
I haven't seen it because I heard it sucked.
If y'all in the chat know who was in True Detective season 4, put it in the chat.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, I completely understand that point of view. Well, one of the things you have to also remember is that Earth is part of the sector that Hal Jordan protects.
I understand that, but here's the thing. I get that, but here's the thing. We already have an Earth Green Lantern, right? Guy Gardner is supposed to be Earth's Green Lantern, according to James Gunn, right? Like he's part of the Justice Gang, and that is Earth's Green Lantern. That's the one he chose. Instead of choosing Hal Jordan, he chose Guy Gardner, right? So again, none of this makes sense to me.
I mean, I understand that. I look at it like it's basically like a typical. I mean, the way it was presented that I picked up on it was it's a training day buddy cop story where a very green John Stewart, who behaves very much like his original appearance in the 70s.
You said green.
is kind of learning the ropes before he has, learning the ropes on Earth before he has to experience the craziness of the rest of the galaxy and the rest of the world.
And I'm fine with that. Like I love John Stewart as one of the Green Lanterns. In fact, he's my favorite Green Lantern. One of them.
Me too.
Anyway.
He got redeveloped in the late 90s, early 2000s to be a good character because beforehand he was just known as the Bubble Guy.
but they had an opportunity to literally do a training day in space where Sinestro is the dirty cop who's training the young, let's say instead of Hal Jordan, he trains John Stewart, right? You have a whole season of this, right? Of this dirty cop,
Well, you're talking about a pitch I made to Warner Brothers in 2014 for a Green Lantern series, 3 seasons. It was Sinestro and Hal Jordan, and season 3, the ending of season 3 would be when Sinestro betrays the Green Lantern.
There's a way this could have been done, man.
They didn't accept it?
No, they didn't accept it because the technology was not there to make it on budget. You're talking about makeup for one of the main characters every day, so that's about 3 hours minimum. So that eats up your time. The whole idea of alien constructs and the suits that they wanted to do, they still want to do like the same technology that they used in the Ryan Reynolds film from 2011.
No.
I was not too happy about that. The other aspect is it would be really expensive because they would say, well, how many stories can you have on Earth? It's like, well, obviously we'll be shooting on Earth all the time, but we'll be dressing it to look like alien worlds. And again, when you're dealing with alien worlds, you're dealing with alien species, alien makeup. It just ups the price over and over and over again. They said it's just too expensive to do right now. And then the other part too is one of the producers says, well, what happens if audiences fall in love with Sinestro? We can't turn them bad. It's like, we have to.
You have to.
You
What
have
are
to have that.
about?
It's a Darth
Oh my
Vader
God,
Anakin
that's
Skywalker
great.
moment. You have to do that. And he's like, well, I don't know. We have to really take a look what the audience would respond to. It's like, no.
What?
You want them to feel betrayed by that because you want them to empathize with Hal Jordan, who feels betrayed by that.
That's like saying, what if people love Lex Luthor? We can't make him bad.
Yeah, totally.
That
Oh
is
my
literally
God.
the conversation I heard when they pitched Metropolis, which was also pitched at the same time that Titans was pitched. This was going to be a story of Lex Luthor and Lois Lane in Metropolis before Clark Kent starts at the Daily Planet. And yes, Lex Luthor and Lois Lane were going to be a
No.
romantic couple in this show.
Even
Oh
even
my
even even in Smallville, that first season, Lex was kind of a good guy.
Yep.
You know, but you knew what his destiny was. His destiny was to become the villain, right? And if they want to play off or something like that, I can understand. But at the end of the day, he has to be the villain.
Yes.
I just
exactly.
watched the first episode of Smallville for the first time because they just brought it on Netflix, and I was like, "Oh, never seen this show before."
Smallville
so
was
I'll
a
watch
special time, man. It was a special time.
It was
It was
kinda
definitely a
cool.
special time. Sadly, it is the only Superman property I can think of that is entirely unquotable.
I totally agree. Totally agree. No. When I say
yeah.
special time, I'm talking like this was like before the CW.
Yeah, yeah.
This was
Warner
like
Bros.
Brother
It was Warner
Television.
Bros.
It was Warner
Yeah.
Brothers Television in their early stages before they started losing money and had to pair up with UPM and create the CW.
Exactly, because this was back
Yeah.
with Buffy and Angel and like during that whole
And
kind of era, man.
Dawson's Creek and all that
Dawson's
stuff.
Creek.
Like
Freak, yeah.
one of my first jobs at Warner Brothers, I had to read the scripts for one of the producers on Smallville and write a one-page coverage of what was being shot that week, so he knew what was going on and actually talked to the crew and writing team of that. And it was painful because these were horrible scripts.
My
Like,
goodness.
they did not know what to do with Lana Lang for the entire 7 seasons they had her on that show.
Oh, dude,
Oh my God,
that was a
crazy.
painful season, man. Like that. Oh my God, I remember that season.
That's crazy.
I remember at some
I've only
point they
watched,
gave her
like, one episode.
superpowers, and
They gave her superpowers. They
she
made
became
her
a villain.
obsessed. She started a foundation. Like she's owned a
Spoiler
coffee shop.
alert. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Like,
Oh no, Nina, you don't want to get that far in
No.
Smallville.
It's
Oh, really?
here's a fun fact.
That's
It is
funny.
the only show I can think of in history where they introduced a brand new character and actually gave it new life, and that character was Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like the show is not doing well. They brought in Lois Lane, and all of a sudden people are like, "Ooh, hey, we actually want
Oh,
to see
finally,
her
Lois Lane.
and Clark hook up." And
Yeah.
they dragged that out for like 6 years, I think it was.
Oh
Oh
God,
my God, that's hilarious.
I remember that, man. I watched Smallville to the end, like from season 1 to the end,
Oh,
and it
What-
it
Like
had
it had the most anticlimactic ending.
Yeah.
3 supervillains were defeated by an individual arrow each. Nothing special, just normal arrows. And then Superman, when he
Was
debuts,
it from
he
the Green
pushes
Arrow?
a planet.
yeah, Green Arrow was in the show.
Green Arrow's in the show. Yeah, he pushes a planet, which
Awesome.
was almost akin to him pushing the Kryptonite Island in Superman Returns. Like
Yeah.
that's what he does.
Oh
It's
my
his first
God.
debut feat. It was so blatantly cheap. Kelly Saunders, who was one of the showrunners at the time, really just did not measure up to what the responsibilities they had. Al Goff and Miles Miller had to quit from the show because their pay was getting so expensive that they couldn't afford to keep doing the show if they were stuck on a show.
But
that
also,
they
there was
retired.
rumor that Tom Welling refused to wear the suit.
He signed a contract saying that he didn't have to wear the suit.
Really?
Yeah. He signed a contract saying he didn't have to wear
Why?
the suit and he didn't want to wear the suit. Of course, I heard at a convention recently he regrets that because
Yeah, why would you not want to wear the suit? That's the whole point.
because he was a supermodel who became an actor not by his own choice, and he just looked at it as a job as opposed to the fact that it was, a fun
An
thing to do.
iconic role.
Yeah.
Mm.
Smallville should have never gone past 5 seasons.
Right.
Mhm.
It shouldn't
Yeah.
have.
It should not have.
Real quick, Russell Hall over on Rumble says, all I remember is that she did a full frontal upskirt scene in House of the Dragon, and I couldn't be bothered to watch it more than once. Okay, I watched it twice.
I don't know
and
who
then
that is, and I don't want to know.
Millie Alcock?
Millie, he's talking
No,
about
she
Millie
was like
Alcock.
19 when she shot that. I don't think they would have done that.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Unless they use a body double.
You think
Unless
it's
they
a
use
dog?
body double, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably.
I
a
mean, she's
body
got a
double.
very slender body. Like she's not a curvy actor. Which is, you can't blame her for that.
No.
No, of course not. He also says, I watched it several times and I adjusted the lighting to get a better view. I'm not proud of it. Oh my God. And then he says, I just watched season 1 of True Detective, or just watch season 1 of True Detective and leave it there. Specifically, watch the scene of Alexandra Daddario climbing on Woody Harrelson on top. Ew, Russell, you're so gross.
Okay, so Nina, if you want to look, and I'm not recommending it, well, kind of. If you want a show that is batshit crazy, right? Like to the point where you're watching it with your mouth open, it's so fucking nuts. There's a show called Riverdale.
Yes.
I've been told to watch it.
A CW show called Riverdale. That show was fucking insane. Like, it was based on the Archie comics.
Yeah, the Archie comic one.
And they don't know the difference between the 1980s or the 1990s.
They okay, just to clue you in, they have one season devoted to a murder mystery based around D&D and pop rocks.
Yeah.
No, this show is fucking nuts. Like Riverdale was like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. And I think I was only watching it because the chicks were really hot.
That's why I didn't watch it though, Dante, because I actually like I actually like the Archie comics. And when somebody told me like, oh, it's nothing like the Archie comics, I was like, why would I want to watch this then? So I didn't watch it.
Yeah, at some point they bring in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
They brought Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Anthony Michael Hall's in it at some point.
Yes. Oh, this show is crazy.
Wait, is it crazy good or is it crazy like what the fuck? Like,
I think you have to be really stoned, but it's pretty insane.
No, they did a flashback series. They did a flashback episode that took place in the 90s, but all it was filled with was 1980s references and accents. Like, it's the writers had no idea what the 80s were. And I remember that pretty vividly because funny. I was walking by on set in Burnaby where they were shooting, and I asked like, "Oh, what are you shooting?" It's like, "Oh yeah, we're shooting a 1990s thing." It's like, "Well, why is there all that 1980s stuff in the background?" And they're like,
"Okay, the best way I could describe it is it's basically if Archie comics took place in Twin Peaks."
Yeah, that would be.
Oh my God, that's funny.
that is what Riverdale was.
Oh my God, that's a trip because I do love Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is next level. But I want to really quickly get into this article a little bit because it does say so like Millie. It says Millie told Vanity Fair in a new interview that she's aware that she'll face backlash over leading Warner Bros. Supergirl simply because she's playing a female superhero. See, this is why I'm like.
But there's truth to that. It's not the majority, but it's there. We know that. Listen, I remember when Gal Gadot got cast. I didn't like the idea that she was cast, but she got way worse criticism than anything I was going to give.
But that's because Gal sucks. Like, she's not a good actress. So
this was before they even knew who she was. Like, again, like she was very unknown at this point. All she was known for is being the skinny chick in Fast and the Furious movies that said.
That's true. She was known for that.
She was barely known regarding that.
That's true.
But the thing is, again, there's always backlash for that. I remember when Angelina Jolie got criticism for taking on the role of Tomb Raider. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? This is inspired casting.
That was crazy because I do remember that too. But then everybody saw the movie and everybody was like, oh, she's great. We love
that's
her.
the other part, right? It's the merit of the performance.
Yes, it is.
So listen, she's not wrong that there's going to be people out there that are going to hate her. There always are. But the thing is, I have yet to see her say that that's going to be the majority.
I think that I guess what I'm going for here is like, I would appreciate it if actresses, especially the young ones I've been around now for like, a little bit and know what's going on, is like that they don't go, that this isn't their go-to line. Like, it's like, how about,
how's it feel to be the second woman on the big screen to play Supergirl? Oh, well, technically third because
fantastic. I love it.
Callie, right?
I love Supergirl. I hope I can do her justice.
Well, the thing is, we don't have reporters that ask those questions anymore.
Okay, but like but that's the thing though. It's like that's a talent too, right? It's like to put a positive spin on something is also a talent. So if somebody tells you like, aren't you like scared to be like a girl in like a superhero thing? Like, aren't you scared you're going to be judged? And you could just be like,
I would say
no,
this is a pretty
not at all.
Well, here's the thing: every actor knows they're going to be judged, but she said a very diplomatic thing. If she said, "Are you afraid that you're going to be judged? You're going to be a lot of haters." She's going to be like, "It's definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in the space is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I can't really stop them. I can only be myself." She's basically saying, "I'm going to let it be, and I'm going to let myself speak louder than my words." That's called subtext. And remember, she's from Australia, so she has better education than the United States just by default. So you have to kind of,
that's funny,
use a little bit more brain power when it comes to what she says. But the other part too is you also have to be mindful of, well, what type of questions is she being asked? How much are they trying to pigeonhole her into a certain narrative for the clicks here? Because again, articles about failure in Hollywood circulate way more virally than articles about
this
success.
is true. They do. So that's what she said here. What you just read.
It's a very diplomatic approach to it because, if this was by Disney, they would just say, yeah, there's going to be haters out there. They're going to comment on all the negative things about me. And all they are is just people that want to make, the rest of the world bad. And yeah, they're going to do like the Ghostbuster 2016 thing and call them trolls and whatnot. And of course, the article is going to conflate specific, random acts of hate to, oh, the entire audience is going to hate is going after her. And that's not the case. It's like the Ewan McGregor thing in his car where he says like, yeah, if you're saying racist things about my co-star, then you're not a Star Wars fan. And any Star Wars fan that's criticizing, Moses Ingram had nothing to do with her race. They said, we don't like her as an actor. She's not very good. She's playing a horrible character. It's badly written. That doesn't fall into the line that Ewan McGregor is saying of the people that are saying racist things about her are not a Star Wars fan. Because that's true. Like every Star Wars fan out there would say, yeah, I'm not racist. Great. He's not talking about you. If you cannot compute that, that is your problem. And if your first instance is to think that, oh, because I said something critical and he's calling me a racist, it means that you're self-identifying as a bigot, even though you're not. You're being manipulated by the broader aspect of the culture, as opposed to paying attention to what is actually being talked about, paying attention to, does it actually relate to me or not? And then realizing, oh, it doesn't, then I have nothing to worry about. Because if you think it relates to you, you have what's called spotlight syndrome, where you think you're the center of the universe and you think that everything negative that's being thrown out by other people is directly affecting you. And sadly, those other people don't know who the hell you are, don't care about who you are, and are not talking about you, despite the fact that you desperately want them to. So,
oh my God.
But my thing is, and Script, I totally agree with you on this. But my thing is, I feel like at this point now, actors need to stop falling for the rope-a-dope, man. Like
exactly.
they got to stop letting.
They got to work on it.
They got to stop letting these reporters, these activists, trick them into like answering these questions a certain way, right? Because that's what fuels this.
Exactly.
Is the fact that they're being manipulated. And don't get me wrong, there are some actors who are true believers, okay? like Rachel Zegler, all of them, like they're true believers. Mark Ruffalo. You don't have to trick Mark Ruffalo, okay? No.
He'll give you the questions he wants to talk about.
Yeah, you will.
But they got to be careful, man, because it could be taken a really bad way.
All sorts of ways, and that's what I have a problem with too. Because I'm like, dude, you should be smart enough by now to know like that they're going to try and trap you, and you have to have a positive spin for every question. And also, like for example, here, she says. I was so that's for
her Game of Thrones stuff. Yeah,
that's the Game of Thrones stuff. Vanity Fair also asked about the legendary directors Martin Scorsese and Ridley Scott speaking out against superhero genre. By the way, Ridley Scott, shut up at this point, because that guy fell off. Like it's like, dude, you haven't made anything good for like so long, so you can shut up at this point.
Yeah, don't get me started on Ridley Scott.
But Scorsese is a different matter, but because at least he's got some hits. But man, Ridley Scott like fell off.
You know what's crazy is just the other day I was watching American Gangster, and I was just like, that movie wasn't that long ago. And then I looked at the date, and I'm like, oh shit, it was like 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's how long it's been since he's made a good movie.
Yeah. It's crazy. Scorsese infamously compared comic book movies, theme parks, to theme park rides when talking about a worrisome state of film exhibition, while Scott said superhero movies are boring and as shit.
Ironic considering I saw Gladiator 2.
Oh
That was
my God,
boring.
I refused. When they put a rap song in Gladiator 2 trailer, I was like, I'm down. I'm off. I'm out. I'm out on this. I can't do it. Like, if you're gonna have a rap song on a freaking Gladiator trailer, like, you don't know what you're doing.
And, you know, the irony is that since 1978, superhero genre films have been pretty consistent. The vast majority of them are horrible. And that's just it just like with the vast majority of other films are horrible. It's a 90-10 rule. But you know, Disney has been dominating the superhero genre for the better nearly 2 decades. And it's fair to say that out of the 36 movies they have, maybe 7 of them are great.
I actually agree with you and with her on this point, because she's like, I get it. They've been around for fucking ever, making phenomenal films, and she said not every film is for everyone, and the beauty of art is that you can be selective. And I actually agree with her on this one. See, this is a good answer.
Well, the thing is, she's being very diplomatic. Like, and that's kind of what
Exactly.
you want. Again, she's also 25. She's a child.
Yeah, she needs to grow up. It's true.
I will say she's ahead of
trial
other
and error.
25-year-olds when it comes to.
And let me also
she's
just
doing
say,
better than
let
Rachel
me just say,
Zegler.
I want this movie to be good. I want it to be good.
Me
Yes.
too. I like superhero.
I want to
movies.
walk out of there saying, "Hey, you know what? All my fears have been put to bed."
Yes.
Like this was a
Great.
good movie.
I doubt that that's going to happen.
It has
said
a
I
handful of
want it.
things
I'm not
working
saying-
against it from the start. Number one, Tom King is not.
I know. What
He's,
the
first
fuck,
thing,
Tom
he didn't
King?
write it. He's just being adapted. But you also have a screenwriter who has a number of screenplays under her belt, but not a lot of credits under her belt. So that's a little issue. So this is
that's
kind of a
iffy.
breakout option here. One aspect that's kind of to their benefit is that, and James Gunn has gone publicly saying this, like he supervises and approves every script. So if it's not in a good condition, he kicks out
He's going to
the
kick
writer
it
and
out.
makes it in good point, which is why I'm actually a little bit more cautiously optimistic for Lanterns, because the same rule applied. Every script had to be turned into James Gunn and he had to sign off on it. So there's that. Now, the thing that is also troublesome is that it looks a little bit too much like other films. And what I appreciate about Superman is a very colorful, bright film, and it felt very distinct from the other superhero movies we've seen before. Supergirl feels a little bit closer to trying to capture the same type of underdog moment that Guardians of the Galaxy has. I completely understand and agree that there's a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy like imagery in there, and style with cinematography. I think that using the pop music in the trailer is a little bit too on the nose, but then again, that's the marketing department making most of those decisions as opposed to DC. And I've already heard issues with Peter Safran and James Gunn that some of the stuff marketing wise that they don't agree with is still being put forth, even though they're the presidents of the company. So there's still some order of operations that need to be resolved there. And yeah, I would love this to be good, because here's the thing. Supergirl has been a very ambiguous character on the broader stage of all things. She started out as a very hopeful, cheery person, which a lot of people felt was odd because she had just witnessed her species die. So she should be grieving.
Yeah.
And this is the first, and the concept of the story is, oh, you have someone who had lived most of their life on a planet, watched it die, is one of the last of 2 people of our entire species. How does a person, even if they're an alien, address that? And we're going to see that story. And I think that makes it interesting. Doesn't mean that she's going to always be so far away from what the Superman brand is that she's not going to be a hero. It just means that she's got a very particular journey that is
she's jaded.
Rarely.
She's jaded AF. And
well, I mean, she has every right to be. I mean,
yeah.
Again, we have similarities of us right now. We have people who are from Iran who are living outside the country, and they're seeing their entire home country being destroyed before their eyes. How else are they going to respond to that?
Yeah, that's me.
There's a perfectly reasonable understanding aspect of it.
Oh no, I'm all for it. Like I get it, man.
I can't wait to see if they stick the landing on that, because I know without any doubt there's no way it's making more than Superman, and if it does, that's a miracle.
I think that it's got an uphill battle.
Yeah.
And I hope it does well too. I think it was risky to try and go so close to Guardians, but I understand that he wanted to repeat the blueprint because it worked already. It was a success. So he's like, I want to like clone that.
Repeating that blueprint is usually a pretty good sign, even though I hate the fact that it has to be done. But it's like, audience responded well to it. You might as well give it a shot. And if it works,
you're going to do what works.
And the other part too, this is a significantly lower budget than any other superhero for a while. It's at least $70 million less than what Superman was. And Superman was only around 220. I know people are reporting 350. That's a BS number. That's from a tax credit application of how much they could actually get based on how much they would actually spend. It's not their budget. Only retards think that. And the other part too, all their budget was done domestically in the United States, which means that it's not ever going to be publicly released officially. You're only going to get those numbers if you know someone at Warner Brothers or work at Warner Brothers.
Well, Script, when it comes out, which is soon, right? Like I think it's coming out.
in about 3 months.
Yeah. So when it comes out, you're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to talk about it.
Oh yeah. And if it's horrible, I have no problem speaking out about how horrible.
We'll trash it if it's bad. We'll trash it. Yeah. The Serious Man for 27 months. Thank you. Says Dante, I messed up. I'll try to do better. What did you do?
I have no idea, but I forgive you, my son.
You are forgiven. And one last note on what's her name? Haley Atwood. Oh no, that's not her
Millie
name.
Alcock. Haley Atwood.
Haley Atwood. I was like, where am I? Millie Alcock. The thing that you sent, I'll say this. This is a really shitty thing to say.
Yeah.
But also, everybody gets this. I see this stuff about like Zendaya all the time. And like I see this about like, every single actress there is, like even Sydney Sweeney. I mean, Sydney Sweeney gets this shit all the time. And I'm like, you people are blind.
Sydney Sweeney is called mid, which is fucking insane.
That's insane.
No, that's nuts.
Like they're like, oh, she's a butterface. And I'm like,
what?
No, she's not. She's got a down to earth girl face, which makes her appear to be accessible when she's very much not.
Yeah.
She seems like a girl next door to me. Like, okay, yeah, like maybe she's a little bit like average looking, like in terms of like when she doesn't have makeup and stuff like that, she looks average, but that's kind of pretty for like, this day and age because everybody else looks
like she has a natural face.
Yes.
Yeah, she looks like she has a real human face and not a
She hasn't done that Nicole Kidman thing where you have like the wings on her cheekbones type of stuff.
And her body is completely real and not plastic. So,
yeah.
So, we're going to close out the show very soon here because we've been going for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I just want you guys show you guys this because I don't know why this is funny. It just is. Olaf just croaked.
Oh no!
That's exactly how it would have been done in animation.
Oh, Olaf!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh no!
I love all the people that are like the Australian guys, like, oh no, and then like those like the Spanish.
I just love how people screamed like it was a real fucking person who had a stroke or something.
That's the magic of robotics for people.
Oh my god! And then there was one more, which I thought was really funny. Here's I think this is Disneyland in Japan. Flower. The crows are going at her hair for some reason.
They're gonna make it turn into a nest.
Wow.
Oh my god, they're nesting in it. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god. Aren't they making a live action version of this?
Nest, so
yeah, they already cast the actors. And surprisingly, the actors look like the characters.
Really? They picked like actual like white people.
Yes. White with blonde hair. Like people who actually look like the fucking characters. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, for the last
crazy.
2.5 years, there's been heavy scrutiny when it comes to IPs to try and get as close to representing the visuals as possible. Even though there are still some like third-party agencies working in studios that says, oh, it still needs a bit more representation. And the recent argument is like, well, you want it for award season. And what's been funny is the last 7 months, I've been working on various productions, shooting in Toronto and Canada. And whenever someone mentions award seasons, usually like the person who's in charge of everything says F reward season.
Oh my God.
And
That's
it's actually quite happy to hear that, because it's like, yeah, I'm not doing this for an award. I'm doing this to, one, it's a job, and two, I want to make people have fun watching it.
Yeah, you actually like your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is a good casting.
This is great casting, and which makes sense that why I haven't heard about it, because usually the only time you ever hear about this kind of stuff is when they, cast people that are going to create drama, like Black Snape, which is the reason I think they casted Black Snape, because I think they actually wanted people to talk about the show.
I think
no other reason.
I think, yeah, I tend to agree with that. I think that's the case. I do know some diehard Harry Potter fans that says, yeah, the Black Snape casting can definitely create a different perspective on Harry Potter's father as it pertains to bullying. But there's also a lot of options here where you can kind of interpret it as it's not so much the wizarding world of Hogwarts is far. It doesn't care about the color of your skin. They just care about the content of the character to a point, or like, mudbloods and magic users and status of that. Right. So if that ends up becoming the leading narrative used in the series, I think they'll be able to get away with it. But that's a really large hurdle to leap over.
I mean, that show's going to get memed to freaking death. This is great though. I mean, I hate live action movies, but if you're going to make a live action movie, this is how you do it. You cast people that look like that. The characters. I like the casting for the Zelda live action movie too, because they look like the characters. So
they're both like men and women and not anything in between.
Yeah. No, nothing in between. Last thing I'm going to show you guys, and we're not even gonna, this is bad. I don't even know if I want to show you guys this, because it's a bad thing to close out on, but Amy Schumer is wearing thirst traps for people.
That is not a thirst trap.
That's not a thirst trap.
That is like, I'm fine with dehydration. Thank you so much.
Dante, you're not down with this?
No.
She's got coke head. That is the head of a person who's done so much coke and is swollen up on their neck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Absolutely not. Like I'm
trying
to think how many beers would it take, and I'm just like, I just wouldn't do that to my body. So
there's alcohol poisoning before you could be able to get goggles that would make you go home with that.
I'd have to go through a fifth of whiskey, and I just don't want to do that.
Oh my God. Okay, well, how about like if you put a bag over her head?
Listen, I'll say compliments to her on getting in shape. Nice.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I mean, first of all, you're married, lady, and show off your body fine, but it's clearly it's not a healthy weight loss. I will say that. And you can tell
this is Ozempic. This is Ozempic weight loss. And it's no
she looks like Nick Swanston, who is like one of the jokey comedians from like Adam Sandler's group. And for a while there, I thought they were both the same person. They were just pulling a really elaborate gag, but then I saw both of them in the room together, so I realized they were different.
That's funny.
But yeah, if you don't know who he is, he's the gay guy from Reno 911. He was always in like the hot pants on roller skates.
Yeah,
dead ringer for Amy Schumer.
Wow.
And especially now because of the coke head that she's got going on top of her.
Oh my God.
So
yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't see it, man. Like she might have even looked better like when she was a little chubbier, to be honest with you.
Oh, like when she during her train wreck, when she was doing train wreck.
Train wreck,
with Brie Larson.
Okay.
I never watched that.
It's
I can't
pretty
stand
horrible.
her. I don't like her at all. Like,
well, I mean, her uncle's a senator. That's why she's famous.
She's not very likable.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's in Chuck Schumer, her uncle.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming by today, Script Doctor. It's been fun. Other than like watching Trump's speech, it was really fun. I hated that fucking speech. But other than that, everything was super great, and you have to come back soon and tell us about more of your adventures.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Like I just got a new job on a production that started this week, so mostly my my various evenings will be free, but most of my days are going to be completely occupied.
Have you made anything like so far that we would know of that we can watch now? Because I know you said you were going to be working for season 4 of Reacher, right?
Yeah, I completed all of my consulting on that series a few weeks ago. They just finished wrapping production, so you'll be able to see Reacher later
Oh my
this year.
God, did you see that whole thing with Reacher? Like the whole
when his neighbor tried to
situation?
injure him and his sons on the street, and he
that was
gave them the business,
crazy.
which he was entirely right to do.
That was nuts. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, because I've crossed paths with Alan Richardson a few times. He doesn't know me or doesn't remember me by name, and I don't expect him to because I'm there for only a blip. But this is a guy, he deals with a lot of bipolarism. He's very religious, and on top of that, like he hates abuse of power and arrogance. And
so he's like Reacher. That's great.
yeah, but he's not as calm as Reacher. He wishes he could be calm as Reacher. He said that. Some days I wish.
No, clearly not, because he just punched that guy out.
Well, he was terrified that his kids would get hurt. And
were those kids his kids?
Yep, those were his kids. He and his kids were riding these bikes on the street and just having some recreation time because he'd been away for a while shooting Reacher. And his neighbor upset.
I didn't know they were his kids. I thought
he's got like 4, I think.
Oh, like the kids like on the bike were his kids. I didn't know that.
His kids that he's riding with. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, because like I thought those guys were just like parked over or whatever. And I was like, why are they just like hanging out while this is going down? And they were just like I guess they were just waiting for their dad to finish the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Did you see that one like the AI thing that they made of it though? Like the Reacher AI?
No, I haven't seen.
Oh my God. Let me see if I can get it.
My queue on YouTube videos and tweets and stuff like that is really long. It's a long scroll list right now because I've just been I've been busy, which is a good sign for those out in the curious about the entertainment industry. If I am working a straight white male who's also very pale, that's pretty good.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, that is a good sign. Yeah. Let me really quick. I'm going to try and see if I can get this because it was so funny. You have to watch it. It was like the Reacher. He's just like somebody made an AI commercial about that situation, and it was like season 4 of Reacher, and he's like getting the bike, and it was so funny. I'm pretty sure I sent it or I put it on my feed, but I just have to scroll down. Do you guys remember what date it was that happened?
It was last week. It's pretty recent.
I can't believe so many things have happened since that happened.
Oh, that's the internet. It aggregates all those crazy things and funnels it into a narrow feed for us all.
I know it feels like it's been like months since that happened, but it's actually been like a week. Like
yeah, I do. I'm mixed on the internet. I love it for the fact that I can communicate with people like you and from over great distances rather quickly and effectively. But I also hate the fact that it's such oversaturation of information. I can't really kind of orient myself on what day of the week it is.
It's freaking wild. I mean, and it's been so long since you and I've talked, and just generally speaking, like, I mean,
yeah,
like so much stuff has happened. Like Afro Man happened.
Afro Man was brilliant. My God, I love that.
That was so crazy.
Here's the irony. You know what? If I was a police officer that was on the receiving end of that, I would not have sued him for defamation or harassment. I would have sued him to get part of the royalties off the songs that he made.
Yeah,
like. Because that's the other part. Yeah, you were on his security footage, but that security footage is for security. The moment you turn that into something monetizable, you have to get release forms from the people featured in that footage in order to do that. Otherwise, you are profiting off of their likeness without their permission, which is essentially slavery. And you could say, hey, I would just say, dude, make fun of me all you want. I want 10 points on the gross of your songs.
I agree.
And you would have won. Because it's not about defamation, it's about compensation. So
I just love how
I'd be like, dude, 10% for every pound cake.
Seriously, I just love how when they ask him about the cop if Afro Man fucked his wife, he's like, I don't know, maybe.
I don't know.
How do you not know? Like, are you still married?
That was so crazy. That was so crazy.
He's like, I have no idea.
The craziest shit was when they put the ex-wife on there, and they were like, so did you divorce him because of the song? She's like, no. he just wanted to blame that song for our problems. I was
Wow.
like, oh my God, like this is too crazy. And I was like his only witness. I can't wait until they make a movie of this.
I told Epic Bike, man, if he doesn't dress up as him for Halloween, he is missing the boat, man.
Yeah, but you gotta take it. If he doesn't take you,
If he
you guys
doesn't
have
do it,
to
I'll do it. I'll
coordinate.
get an afro. I'll get
Yeah.
That's
the black
amazing
suit.
Yeah, that I love that suit.
Yeah, you got to do it if he's not going to do it. So here's the new season 4 trailer of Reacher.
In a quiet neighborhood, one man saw a motorcycle and still chose chaos. Look at the fucking motorcycle brakes. One terrible decision, which should have been an apology, became a neighborhood event.
What are you gonna do? You've been driving around my neighborhood like a fucking lunatic! Hit me, you piece of shit!
Gladly. This summer, don't be a little bit.
I never did like that neighbor.
Oh my God.
This is what AI is for.
That's funny.
AI is getting too good, man. But anyways, thank you, Script Doctor, for coming by today. And as always, thank you, Dante, aka Verbal Riot, for being here, being my co-host. It's been super fun. So Script Doctor, announce where you where people can find you and what you got coming up next.
Yeah, you can find me on the X's here and there. I'm trying to see, because again, I got this new production. So I normally do my scripts on Saturday show. I've missed the last 2 weeks because of this new job. Might miss this week again. It's pretty hectic right now getting all the things sorted out. We just got our new production office leased in downtown Toronto. So that it was a huge deal because it's really hard to get property down there. So I managed to secure that with my team. So really excited there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we're ramping up on a bunch of new stuff for this spring season. So yeah, that's going to be taking a lot of my time. I'm going to be trying to get some more shows on Saturday out for that. But for the time being, you feel free to join my Patreon. There's over like 200 posts and articles there about screenwriting and storytelling and things that can help people who are interested in writing in the craft to refine them. As well, being able to reach out to me pretty easily. I've got it connected to my phone, so I get it like text messages all the time. And I love the patrons that I have on there. They ask great questions. They have great ideas, and I love nurturing them to make those into something that they can share with the world. So yeah, you can support me out over there. And yeah, just pay attention to where I might be. I hope I'll be able to pop up on some more channels. Again, evening hours are a lot easier for me for the next little bit because I miss hanging out with Dante on Versus because Chris is like, "Are you free?" It's like,
Well, you can always come and hang out here, and Dante hangs out with me every Wednesday, so you can come out and hang out with us.
I'd love that when it works out because we're ramping up on some new stuff and I will say this. I'm very happy that Starfleet Academy is no longer shooting in Toronto right now.
I bet.
I'm just glad that thing is gone from like the
well, there's another season coming, but
it's coming.
No way.
They did a 2-season deal. Oh, and what's funny is the gay Klingon guy is basically threatening that this is going to be the gayest Star Trek of all time.
That's not a threat. That's a joke. Listen, his name is like Data played the first Jaden in Star Trek one when he lost his memory, and now they just named him used it for a Klingon. They don't even see the irony there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so they wrapped production only a few weeks ago. So yeah, they're done.
Thank God.
Which is nice. We'll see what happens there. And I'm keeping a close eye on the Paramount possible purchase of Warner Brothers because
that's gonna be crazy.
I mean, the growing sentiment is like trying to stop it, which I'm all for. I want Warner Brothers to be Warner Brothers. I need that studio diversity just for peace of mind to keep not just entertainment alive, but also the movie theaters alive. Because when we consolidate,
it's so weird, man. Because I've been on that Warner Brothers lot so many times, man.
It's a great lot.
For it not to be Warner Brothers anymore is crazy to me.
It'd be insane. It would absolutely be insane. And yeah, so I'm really hoping that doesn't go through. Crossing my fingers because Warner Brothers has taken the crown of the studio system right now. And even though they have a couple of duds, they've had more hits than they've had failures in a long time. and other studios are kind of following its lead, which means that we, as an audience, are in for some really interesting and fun movies, more so than what we had previously. We can already count on our hand, just for this year alone, a number of fun movies that have already debuted. And that is because Zaslav revamped the industry, and a lot of people hated him for that. And now people are kind of liking him for that. And if we don't have him here, we then have Larry Ellison coming in, who has no track record at all in comparison.
Boo.
And so that's a lot of uncertainty. And again, in an industry that's dominated most on numbers now, uncertainty is the worst thing you can have for it. And also don't like the fact that there's so much foreign money with that deal. So that's going to,
I hate that.
cause a whole bunch of other issues as well. But wait and see, guys. So yeah, please feel free to follow me. Always happy.
All the links are in the description for his Patreon and channels, everything.
And check out Dante's channel too. I catch his videos on the replay like often, and they're really fun and very insightful.
They're
so
great.
very much
Dante,
appreciate that.
tell everyone where they can find you and what you got going on next.
Yeah, guys, you can find me on YouTube, Rumble, and X, and I have a video coming out probably tomorrow on the documentary Inside the Manosphere, which dropped on Netflix.
Oh.
So I have a lot
gotta
to say
watch
about
that.
that shit because I cannot stand the fucking Manosphere. And
I hate the Manosphere. What is this documentary? Is it good?
oh yeah, so yeah, this guy did this this deep dive into like certain members of the Manosphere, like Andrew Tate, Sneeko, this one idiot called HS Tiki Taki. I hate saying his
I've
name.
never even heard of that guy.
Oh my! He does this whole thing on all these guys, and he's kind of exposing it, right? But the funny thing about it is they're saying he did a hatchet job on them, and all he did was let them talk.
I love when stuff like that happens.
They did it to themselves, like they, you know, and so yeah, Myron Gaines, all those guys.
Yeah, I love that.
The whole red pill thing. So like, yeah, I have a lot to say about it.
Ooh, okay, that sounds great. Definitely check it out. I'm gonna have to check it out, and I want to check out this documentary.
It's called Into the Manosphere. It's on Netflix. It's
on Netflix. Okay, Into the Manosphere, guys, check that out. And that what was the movie I told you guys about? The Nick one, something Nick.
Oh, the Vince Vaughn one. Yeah, that just came out. I can't remember. It's a long title.
It's got a weird name. There's a bunch of Nicks in it. Nick and Adam and Nick or something. Just check out the new Vince Vaughn movie. Everybody check that out. You won't be sorry. I think it was fun. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching tonight. Special thanks to those of you who super chatted, became a member, gifted memberships, all that good stuff. Check me out on Friday. I'm going to balance out this show because this shit is depressing as fuck. We're going to white pill everybody on Friday with good news, baby. Good news. So come and hang out with me on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Until next time, everybody, hang in there. Oh, and we're rating That Star Wars Girl. If you go to her chat, say Nina Infinity says hi. Bye, everybody.